Soraya's heading live real soon. Chat's electric, feel the tune. Set the scene with joy and love, emotes flying from above. Every gamer gather round, Soraya's voice, the sweetest sound. In a world of pixels bright, streaming dreams take off tonight. Soraya's magic fills the air, join the hype if you dare. Laughter echoing through the stream, playing games, living the dream. Level up and take the lead. Together we've got all we need. Gifted subs and things to share. Every follower a star. Memory lanes and epic scenes. Soraya rules this world of screens. Count the minutes, count the hours. In this space where times are power. Moments shared and moments bold. Watch the story now unfold. Set the scene with joy and love, emotes flying from above. Every gamer gather round, Soraya's voice, the sweetest sound. In a world of pixels bright, streaming dreams take off tonight. Soraya's magic fills the air, join the hype if you dare. In a world of pixels bright, streaming dreams take off tonight. Soraya's magic fills the air, join the hype if you dare. Join the hype if you dare. Laughter go through the stream, playing games, living the dream. Level up and take the lead. Together we've got all we need. Lights are flashing, screens aglow. Twitch is calling, here we go. Soraya's heading live real soon. Chat's electric, feel the tune. Set the scene with joy and love, emotes flying from above. Every gamer gather round, Soraya's voice, the sweetest sound. In a world of pixels bright, streaming dreams take off tonight. Soraya's magic fills the air, join the hype if you dare.
Sorry, kinda
Hello.
I
Alive.
blanked.
hello. I mean, hello, chat. I'm not live just yet. I need to start stuff and FEED the dogs.
You have to spell it out. So they don't
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
I mean, yeah, because the
Freak
big
out.
dog knows, and he won't jump up if he'll like jump up and bother me if I say the word. But he did look at me. He knows what I'm talking about.
And you'll
That's
get worried when they learn how to spell.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, you know,
Oh,
They tend
my
to
my IP
learn how to spell
addresses.
very quickly.
Yeah, they understand this means this.
Yeah. So all I'm doing right now is I'm just uploading what we have done to the
Mm,
itch.io. So if we want to play it on the stream, we can. I probably tagged the game wrong. I didn't put a description in there.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I just,
You didn't have the controls, but that's fine.
I
We know for next
mean,
time. A
yeah.
lot of things went wrong, so they went wrong now.
Yeah, better we
Right.
know all the things now. Which I mean, we can. I
I
guess we
mean,
could.
who
I
knows
can
if this is
document
the
this as we
style
go.
game that I'm gonna be doing for the game jam, right?
Even then,
Like,
yeah, even then, I'll say I've learned a lot.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know my limits now, where I can do. If I can manage it, I'll do like one in the morning and one at night. I can push in more, but then my creativity kind of goes to crap at that point, and it's a lot harder for me to come up with stuff or be creative with making it. I
Right.
can, if I already have the idea, I can make it. The technical skills are there. Is just coming up with the idea in the first place. So maybe I can figure out coming up with the ideas all at once and then making stuff. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Like that's
I'll have to think of stuff.
yeah. So I guess with let me scroll down.
How do I
Hot soul of
pin?
pancakes ramblings. Here we go. We're gonna call this postmortem, and I'm gonna write some of our thoughts that we've already had so far. Mortem, mortem, postmortem. Let's call it that. Uh, um, Let me just do a little key clicks. Here we are. Hey, Teddington.
Hey, Teddy.
So we're doing our
All right,
post-mortem of our
I'll be right
like
back.
because technically speaking, I mean technically there's however the amount of hours since we did the I didn't realize we
I mean,
started on a
we technically
Thursday, man.
started. We technically started at 4:30 in the morning on Thursday. So technically, well, Thursday 4:30 in the morning for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So technically, this would be the end of it, right? Like,
The end, yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
we're treating it
So,
like the week long jam that what we're actually going to do is, but obviously
right.
we had a little bit of setbacks. We had a little bit of having to recode the game from scratch on the last day. So I don't know.
That was
Your
horrible.
takeaway, Scarecrow. You've probably had the most learning curves and setbacks and things.
Yeah.
What did you want me
Hold
to
on.
write down
It,
for your
it well,
for that
first
bit?
off, it was so bad the distractions on yesterday that I actually had to like put my do not disturb on Discord because everybody because I didn't stream yesterday and I love you guys so much and thank you, but because I didn't stream yesterday, my inbox was full and everybody just kept texting me or messaging me on Discord like, "Yo, you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine." And it was I got tired of repeating myself, so I just hit the do not disturb on it just
So
so I didn't hear
if
the
we might
beep. 'Cause-
say like lockdown mode for the last 48 hours
Yeah,
is we would consider that is a good idea. Um
yeah,
if for a week long jam. Generally speaking,
yeah.
you'd be
Teddy asked me if I
surprised.
was
People are
alive.
like, "Oh, a week
That
long
was it.
jam sounds easier than a 72-hour jam." I often do my first couple. My first one was a 48-hour jam. It was a 2-day jam, and then most of the other jams I've done have been 72-hour 3-day jams. But the thing about those jams is that I take time off work, and then like the two of us, we just like lock in, and that's all we're doing. Like
Right.
we are eating, sleeping, and game jamming. So like you'd be
That
surprised how much more productive you are in a shorter jam. Like you can get more done in a shorter jam sometimes than in a week long one. Where personally for me, I'm only able to work in the evenings on it because I've got my daytime work that I have to work on, and then all
right.
life admin and other commitments and everything else that happens during the week. So like, and like household, the running of a household. So like, I literally only have a few hours during the week unless I'm
Right.
actually taking time off work to do it. So I find that I'm actually more focused and more productive in a shorter jam than in a longer jam. So that's like a
Well,
big difference there. But yeah, locking in for the last
I
48
kind of
hours
found
is
that
good.
too.
Yeah.
I kind of found that too because I was like, I was more productive yesterday doing 18 hours straight and just knocking out all the code
Yep.
compared to the previous 5.5 days. But
Just doing
the
bits
first
and
five and a half
pieces.
days
Yeah.
were me learning.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You
And
know?
you learnt
So like,
I assume you learnt a lot in how a lot of the things that go into an idle game work. So like you learned
yeah,
about camera
well,
controls and build systems and all sorts of things. Yeah.
some of that stuff I already had the previous knowledge of,
Yeah, yeah.
because I've tried designing idle games in the past, so I had previous knowledge of some of that stuff, which is also why I said, hey, let's do an idle game
Yeah.
because I kind of know it. Guys, you'll see on screen right now, um, if you're in my,
I should bring
I
up the game
actually
dev
have the
document.
game
Yeah.
working. I do have to figure out these animations better. I don't understand why I get that hiccup when it's starting back over, but
if you don't mind me jumping in,
Yeah, yeah.
I basically went from whenever I make stuff to just kind of winging it to kind of forcing myself to learn my limits to a mostly understandable degree.
right.
So that's why, like, at the end I was more sprint and I was a lot more productive compared to like the first couple days because I was trying to figure out my balance. I did too much in one day. I was being too slack on myself and not forcing myself to do stuff. I'm pretty sure I've got that figured out now.
Yeah,
Right.
so
Well, and that's kind of what we were talking about was like, you you kind of figure it out in the end, like what,
Yeah.
you know, what we're gonna where was I going with that? I don't know where I was going with that.
no, well,
Sorry.
I'll
That's
just
fair.
I'll summarize that with the line working out a balance and rhythm for the most productive work times. Does that sound about what you're trying to say there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, what?
Mine
Not what
was
you're trying to say,
I
what
think I
you
said
are
before
saying,
I
and
went
I'm
live.
interpreting.
What I am saying and
I said before I went live, I think, but like we're
oops,
figured out I work best
guys, you
when
can't
I
go
first
past
wake
the
up and before I
main
sleep.
menu.
During the day my brain gets too distracted by everything until like I want to do this, I want to do that. And in the morning I kind of force myself to do stuff before I let myself have like playtime. And
Yeah.
then nighttime is like I just want to work on this and then I get do it as much as I can. It's like all right, I'm done.
Hmm,
Brain tired.
So
that's
like
that's really good.
for me, I mean, I am most productive in this time, like from like when I wake up at like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning to whenever we end stream. Yesterday, I just kind of I found my groove, and I was just like
Yeah.
knocking it out, knocking it out, knocking it out, knocking it out, and I'm like, why couldn't I have found this in the very beginning? Because then I would be so much further ahead. But one
Mm.
thing that I do know that I do want to do for the next jam or for the jam is I'm gonna take like the first day or 2 days and work specifically after we have our concept and our plan is just straight work on the UI. So I have all the UI elements right there.
Hmm.
Um,
Um I remember
you know,
Pancake was gonna help with UI stuff this time. He didn't have much time obviously. But if he does join us for next time, he can. That's kind of helpful because then it's like the first couple days is more work than the rest.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that make sense? What I'm trying to say? I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know
no,
if
no,
that makes
it
sense.
Yeah,
does.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
perhaps I know we spent most of the first stream that we did like writing out the mechanics, the what we needed for assets and that sort of thing. Might I go so far as to suggest a rough sketchboard? Like only one of us needs to, like I'm happy to volunteer the sketch, but like sketching out what a couple of the game screens will look like or what the overall will look like so that the person doing the actual coding in of the UI, Scarecrow, so you don't have to have that all on you. Which is what I think I might have said that before, but like it's a bit
Yeah.
unfair to ask you to like design the placement of
Well,
everything and
I
then
don't
having to
I
put some
don't mind.
placeholders in and then well, I know, but if we are
Well,
all
what
on the
we
same
could do is
page
we
about
could,
it, then it's
yeah,
like, yep, I don't have
if
to make those decisions. Like,
Yeah.
it's already been
if I
decided, if
When
that
I
makes
when
understand
I
what
was
sense.
talking
you're
about
saying,
UI, I was talking about actually like drawing out the actual elements for the UI, like
if I
all the textures.
just to make sure I'm on the same page, sorry,
Yeah.
do you mean like we all come together for the UI at the very start?
Yes, at the start. So
I
sorry,
think that yeah.
I
So
guess what
placement and
I
stuff like that would
mean, I guess what I mean by UI. So I'm not talking about the assets or the elements of the UI or the buttons or the borders or the
right.
fonts or any of that. What I'm talking about is what would be called level design. I don't know what you want to call it, but like I don't know what the real
It's
name is,
level
but
design.
like
It's level design.
yeah, but it's like
Whatever.
menus. Like even thinking about where the menus are, where the build menus will be, what buttons do what the controls might be. Like we might not know that the aesthetics of the game. Well, aesthetics is more like the
Mm.
nice bits of it,
I
I
can
guess.
say as
Yeah.
well, now that I figured out my groove and stuff, because like I said before, when I make my own stuff, it's very extremely low poly, which depending on the complexity object doesn't take long. I can definitely um crank out for like in a day or two, like most of the models. I would say if we have like 20 or so, I can probably crank out 20 just really low poly blockouts,
Yep,
so
yep.
we can throw them into the engine in case any issues occur.
Right.
Yeah,
I
like that
20 is
might
just a random number. I don't know the exact number. Might be more, might be less, but
yeah,
those are a
maybe
lot
it's the
easier to do.
UX. Yeah, actually, Teddy, you're
Yeah.
right. That's what I'm actually trying to say. So maybe let's use UX just to differentiate it from buttons that you click on. But like the user experience. So
Well,
work more together up
I might
front
do that.
before
Yeah.
breakout. You know what I mean by breakout. Like we all go
Do
off and do
the
our things.
Mhm.
On
do the
the
one stand up
UX.
meeting, and then
Yeah.
we go and do the own thing. We don't do it every
Well,
time.
I mean, we're not doing. I don't think we have to do stand ups before each thing, but like the very
No,
first
that's what I meant.
session, yeah, our very first powwow, our very first like stream session, like if it's out of seven, like the first whole one should probably be entirely be designing together, if that makes sense. Like what we
Yeah.
did,
Right.
mostly
Yeah.
basically exactly what we did, but what I'm saying is like just to add on that we design the user experience from the start so we don't have to be because we had to do a little bit of working of that out
Okay.
afterwards after we sort of had already broken out to
Right. Yeah.
The one thing that I feel like we should write down for next time is an example is the buildings. We didn't get the buildings to Scarecrow till a while, and he couldn't progress without them. We prioritize, even if it is just like simple blockouts, what we need first, like the most important
yeah,
stuff, and
so
work on them.
triage of models and assets. So
Yeah.
I guess Scarecrow, you would probably say that would it have been better if you had like I did like 3 different houses only because it's like, oh, I'm already in here and doing the thing, but maybe I should have left it at the one basic house, not gone back to refine it and just started on, another one of the businesses or facilities or what have you. Like, would you say one of each building would have been better at the very outset
Mm,
rather than all of them at once at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
familiar
So
with using
one of each
appraisal
building
stuff? Sorry.
one of each type of building would have definitely helped out because then I could have just used those as placeholders until
First.
we had the extra one.
Are you? I know you've been doing like still like relatively new to modeling, Saria, but
Yep.
are you familiar with blockouts? And do you think with your skill set that would be feasible to do? Because I know I can crank them out easy.
Sorry,
And like get a
blockouts. Are
lot of
you
them.
talking about?
So just like they're more basic shapes. They're not very detailed.
Oh yeah,
They're
yeah, yeah.
very
Just
very
like
basic
literally.
looking.
Look, honestly,
Just use them as placeholders. We just
yeah.
work
Yeah,
together as like
even if you
asset
get me like a
list.
couple different blockouts on the first day,
Yeah.
that would help out tremendously.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
mean,
was
we could
thinking
use
if we
programmer
work together
capsules and
to
stuff, so.
yeah, I thought if we work together to
Yeah.
do important blockouts first, and
Yeah,
then we
so
can
we
go
could
back and
even
refine the models or
look
completely remake them.
honestly on that side of things, like just squares would do the job, but like squares of the size that they need to be. So yes, we could definitely do that. So we could
Yeah.
say blockouts, and then this is probably separate to the triage. So blockouts of the immediate items at if I
Oh,
say at size/scale, it's to say in the shape
that doesn't work.
Yeah.
that it needed to be. So if it's a square, it's a square block. If it's a tall thing, whatever. Like a very, very basic needed for
Can be
programming
broken.
in. And then it can be swapped out later with the actual detailed model. Yeah.
Can be broken.
What happened?
No,
The game
how
be
broken is
broken.
it?
It's not generating the land.
Oh,
Like
That's
when you go from
annoying.
the main menu to the
I should
when you
say.
go from the main menu.
Oh, nothing on stream.
can't even
Bread.
ask if I found this scarecrow. Oh, hi, Bread.
Red.
Bread.
Can't hear anything. Okay.
Thanks,
There
Bread.
we go. That explains a lot. Thank you. Brain fried.
Did I make a desktop?
There we go.
Thanks, Brent.
That explains a lot.
Oh, you're right. There
So
wasn't.
what
I
happened?
just thought I had muted the tab already. Whoops.
No, yeah.
Tech support
Right.
is here.
Oh, it's not
I thought
pulling
Teddy
up.
was tech support.
Teddy.
I'm security, sorry. I'm tech support.
Radio. So yeah, so blockouts of immediate items at the Shine Station need for programming in. So even if it's just a block that says school on it and stuff like that,
Right.
we could send that to you, say,
Yeah.
hey, here's the placeholders. So let's say that our first set of assets are the placeholder assets for every asset that we need, and we can knock that out within the first session, or like probably the first session, so that you've got them before you even. Oh, and the other thing is, and I already knew this, and I was like, oh man, we've not been able to set a session aside. So what you actually need to do is also have, but then we decided to do the pre-jam and we started to do it right away before we even had done the setup. But what we normally do, because this is all of a sudden, what we normally do is we have a whole entire day before the jam starts of setup. So we have a setup day.
Right.
And we just didn't
yeah.
have that. Like, we started immediately, and we started like, oh yeah, let's start. And so we didn't do this, but like normally this is what we would do, is setup day. So this is setting up GitHub. This is setting up source tree, and testing the branch syncing. So specifically, unless everybody has a paid cloud sync app system like Dropbox or OneDrive or Google Drive, or enough space in there to utilize those systems, and also they're not great, especially Scarecrow, for programming files, because there's a lot of little files that end up happening in a Unity file. It is not ideal for Dropbox or any of those other options, hence why SourceTree via GitHub is still the best solution for that. It is a little bit more tricky, but if we if I practice the setup of it and having people set theirs up, that I will get better at teaching other people how to do it instead of having somebody do it for me. But that being said, we didn't have time before any of the streams to actually get that up and running, because I knew it was going to take longer than we had for each of the streams if we didn't want to have an entire stream of just like getting source tree to work and stuff like that. So that absolutely would eliminate a lot of the, hey, I finished a thing, but you don't have it yet delay as well, and just having to drop. And it's not about file size so much as it is about the immediacy of just pushing changes immediately, and people having all of the things. So I would probably say,
and that would have helped me out with my issue too.
yes, exactly. And you could also roll back
so.
to your version, all that sort of thing. So none of us would need to pull the full game files ever. I think probably Bitsy, Pancake, and myself would have just the creative branch that we push to and you pull from, and that's all we would do. We
Right.
wouldn't pull the game files at all, to save on all of our hard drive spaces, but also that it's not necessary and all the rest of that. So a setup day, an entire day dedicated to doing the setup the day before the jam starts, is absolutely what's required there. I think
Yeah.
so. And I know we didn't have that, and we were just gonna, because we'd already started, it was like, oh, well, we'll just work around it for now. But ideally, like, we obviously did run into problems because of that. So that's like a whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I kept having to say, okay, I need everything. I need everything. You know.
Yeah,
Towards
yeah. And
the end, like the
not
last
that there
couple
was a
days,
whole
I
lot
started
more
to
there,
just
but it would have been
No.
a little bit more immediate than, say, you
Okay.
having to drop it manually and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. I fixed
towards the end, I started to just
the
finish
issue.
something and send
Figured
it
out what
over.
was going on.
But even then, that's a bit slower because you need down. I mean, you guess you need download as well, but still,
Oh, why
not
am I?
ideal
Oh,
situation.
am I echoing? Am I still echoing? Echo, echo.
Yeah, I think you're working.
I don't hear an echo coming from. I don't
Teddy
hear
just
an
said
echo.
that's
Teddy, do
weird.
you have two streams? Do you have one stream unmuted and one stream muted?
I closed the wrong thing. Dingy,
Yeah, so
dingy,
having a setup day for all of that is good. And that's where you create the project. Like, you can just call it Game Jam 2025 Bracky's Game Jam, whatever it is. So like, you've already got it ready to go, and you can just start going and pushing and pulling and stuff. So you and test. Yeah, I put test in there already.
Yeah.
That's a big one. What else do we think? Anything? Any other thoughts immediately coming to mind?
Well, I can think
No,
of
as
on
I
my
said,
end
like
is just
I think my biggest slow up in the beginning was the models, and then you know, obviously not having a way to roll back.
Yeah, that rollback obviously was
That rollback was
everything
a
being broken. That kind of sucked. Yeah.
was there a way? Do you think there was a way earlier to tell that that was the issue, and or was
well.
it just
Part of the problem was that I couldn't figure out where the issue actually was because everything was coded properly. It
okay?
So
just
it wasn't like the most recent change could be rolled back. It was more
right.
so like if you, yeah, I don't know. It is sometimes really hard, especially like it's not really the same thing. But when I'm working on a model and then I realize something is wrong with the mesh, and I don't know if undoing it won't fix it or how far I have to go back to undo it. It's probably not the same kind of thing, but knowing what part you were working on before it broke is probably like a thing. So would you say like testing more
Yeah.
frequently would help resolve issues like that,
I
or
mean
just versioning in general?
that definitely helped me out this time. Like every time I made a change, I tested it. Every time I made a change, I
Yeah,
tested it,
so
except for what I did this morning, which is why now I'm going back and trying to fix everything.
on
What
changes to the if I just say more
I'm
frequent
still trying
testing
to
on
think of
changes to
like
code,
Yeah.
like
I'm
i.e. I'll
still in,
just put here, i.e. hit play, to make sure
I'm
it
still
still
in the
does the
thought
thing.
process of like I'm still in the
Hey
thought
guys,
process of
if you are
hmm?
interested in actually trying to play this, what we got done, um, I pinned the link
um
on my stream.
was I in the thing? I don't think I was into that. I'll have to grab the link and pin it on mine. I'm still trying to think of like because I know Pancake wants to help and I want him to help, but I don't know in terms of technical skills he doesn't have as much. So maybe obviously with time with
I
school
think
as well.
if Pancake is able to help, him helping me with like descriptions, because I definitely wanted to do more when it came to like the building descriptions and the research descriptions and stuff like that.
I feel like
So to have
that
him,
voice lines and even if you just like let him know like hey when you have a free moment can you stress test this real quick like the build like a there's a major change in it
right? Yeah,
um
yeah,
something along those lines because those aren't really time consuming like modeling or programming so you should be able to make time for it a bit
Mm-hmm.
out of his day and still rest
Yep.
Yeah.
That's granted if he wants to do, or if he even has time to do another one, the next Bricky's one.
Bracky.
I keep thinking Bricky because that's another um it's another streamer VTuber. I don't remember. But yeah, Bracky. If he does want to do and has time to do Bracky's one, if not, then me and Sari can take up that a bit, where you
Right.
can tell us to test it. But if Pancake is specifically able to test it and we're just be able to hard focus on modeling stuff, that
The
is more ideal.
first, generally speaking, I found the first play tests don't happen until about a third of the way through. So that's still good. Like, yes, so towards as after the first third or so, like even sometimes the first half of the gem, you've got a playable demo or a playable something to test. Because sometimes
Okay.
it's just like, can you, like, because you might need, when you get somebody to like test or play test your things, you have to ask them to specifically test when it's not finished. Ask them to play test specific functions, or say, hey, can you click around in this menu to make sure nothing's broken? It's like, I think the
Yeah.
menu's good, but can you test the menu? It's like, hey, there's no game here. It's
Well-
like, yes, I asked you to
Yeah.
test the menu. So when you send
Yeah.
a version for playtesting, for specific things, or if it's nearly basically done, then you say, hey, full playtest basically, and like tell me what's broken, or
Well,
with caveats of
that's
except for this, this, and this kind of thing.
honestly that's kind of what I ended up doing with Teddy yesterday. Right. So I
Oh, okay.
DM'd Teddy and I was like, hey Teddy, can you test this out for me? And he did it, you know, and it worked out great.
Oh, like
He was
the full playtest kind of thing.
he, well, I mean, he was just testing because like I was like, all right, well, you shouldn't be able to go beyond 0.
Hey Teddy, thanks for the help.
You shouldn't be able to go, you shouldn't be able to purchase anything if you're below the cost of the thing and blah 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 blah. And he was showing me, and I'm still having that issue now, as I recoded something. Now I broke something else.
Yeah,
Trying to
yeah.
make that, trying to adjust that fix that we were talking about before stream, which was instead of making the buttons disappear, um, just changing the color of it and not enabling the button part of it.
Yep.
Well, now that I did that, I never went back and changed another point of code. So the buttons just stay active now, and I have to go back and fix that. But I mean, I know what the problem is, so I can do it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
like that's kind of what I was having him do yesterday. I was like, all right, make sure you can't go below this. Test how the placements of these are. Test out this UI.
Yeah, no, that's great.
All that stuff. And Teddy
By
was great.
that being the case, then we may, because that definitely would have been when the down under crew were asleep, obviously. So
Yeah,
should we
Yeah.
have Teddy on retainer for playtesting on the flip side?
Teddy is on my retainer for play testing.
Yeah,
Period.
Teddy, you
Like,
okay with
'cause me and
that?
Teddy have the same schedule, so
Yeah,
Teddy's
yeah,
on
yeah,
or
yeah.
like we're on the same sleep schedule and everything. So Teddy is my
That
my
works.
test for now. If we need something tested overnight, then it's gonna fall on you guys. I'll
Yeah,
just
no,
put a
no, no.
message
So
somewhere in a
we're good
chat like
to do the
test
like
this.
main testing while we're in our time zones and that sort of thing. Yes,
Yeah.
as Teddy points out though, it's the specifics, getting just to like, hey, tell me like anything that you find, which is what you sort of asked us to do when I when I was awake and actually opened the thing and played through it. That's why I wrote a series of things. I wrote a little document of what I found, but because it was here's the game with no instructions, I didn't know what you had and hadn't already considered. So playtest instructions are
Right.
actually quite important, especially for earlier testing. Maybe later testing, it's like go nuts, see what you can break. But like earlier playtesting definitely needs to have instructions. Not that we had time to do it this time around. I'm just talking about for next time. That if we test early and test often, rather than waste time with, hey, I can't build anything when you haven't implemented the build system or whatever it is, then you need to have the test instructions with the build,
Right.
basically. So test outline. So having okay, I'm gonna change this. Having Pancake and Teddy play test iterations for specific things, test outlines, then full play tests later on in the last. Well, let's not give ourselves deadlines. Later on, generally speaking, the last percent, I don't know how long it is, but like the last percent of a game jam should be either polish or bug fixing. If you've got all your game finished and it's beautiful, rather it does all the things you want it to do and there's nothing broken, you spend that time adding extra polish and cool things onto it. And sometimes some of the things you wanted to do, it's like, oh, we have a bit of time to see if we can get that thing to work this way now, or add a little, it's like, hey, we've got time to add cool sound effects now and make the background music, whatever. So some of the things that are like, that'd be nice, but that's polish. So some things go in the polish category.
Right.
And if we've got time for it and there's no more bugs to squash, then we start polish. If not, then you just forego the polish and just focus on the bug fixing. But there still needs to be that period at the end where it's like basic game functionality is there. We are now either polishing or bug fixing, and we didn't really have that time period between when you because we were because we were sleeping, we don't have that time.
Right.
But we need time between the final build, final-ish build, and the play testable build and feedback and bug testing. We need a period of time there. Again, I know we didn't have that time here, but that's generally the cycle. We want to be able to allow ourselves to have that time at the end. Maybe I'll put that on a separate line, actually. For the full play test, allow time for feedback and fixes, etc., i.e. I'm going to say 1 day of a 7-day. 1 day out of a 7-day jam. I think that's reasonable to have 1 day. Like, the first day is designing everything. The last day is fix or polish everything. So by day 6, we should have a working game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ideally, yeah.
Ideally.
Shouldn't be,
I know,
shouldn't be
again, I know,
trying to
like,
code the entire thing on the final
this
day.
is the whole point of doing the thing. Like, the stakes are super duper low, except we were treating it like an actual game jam. But like, yeah, that's
Right.
the reason for all of this, is to figure out what we're figuring out right now. So, yeah.
You need a cutoff point for dev and go into QA, final fix, polish, and then push. Yeah.
Right.
And
Do
then,
you
yeah,
want?
exactly.
Was it 1 or 2 days for that? I feel like 1 day's
look,
enough.
2 would be ideal, but in a game jam, like 2 days out of a 7-day jam is a lot to ask for. To have a ready to go, like a ready to play build on day 5. By the end of day 5 could be achievable, but like the start of day 6 would be more. I don't know. I don't know. I just.
Okay, yeah.
It depends. Like, yes,
I get what you mean.
if I say 1 to 2
unlikely to
days
happen.
out of a 7-day jam, if I say 1 to 2, like, there's all of the pie in the sky
Yeah.
stuff, and then there's the actual reality of the situation. You know what I mean? It does
Yeah,
depend on the
it's
length of the
definitely
jam.
gonna
That's why I'm
depend on the
using a
length of the
7-day
jam,
jam
yeah.
as a
Our
I'm
benchmarker.
curious because both of you have done 48-hour jams. Do you even have that time for polishing 48-hour jams, or is it kind of just do everything and hope for the best?
So basically, in the very first, so here's the thing of the 48-hour jam. Me and Shane did Kenny jam. If you don't know what Kenny, this is for everyone else listening. If you don't know what Kenny is, they do assets. So the Kenny jam is actually you use their assets to make the game. And basically it is tough. Like, it is tough. You kind of have to have a super tiny scope. But generally speaking, you use their assets and you are allowed to modify them slightly, but they still have to be more or less recognizable as Kenny assets. So a lot of the asset making is like taken out of the equation. So it's mostly the game design and the game building with the assets. Yeah, they killed the Kenny jam. It's Kenny with an E. Kenny already has an E. It's a Kenny with 2 E's. It's Kenney.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I can actually bring it up on stream while I'm talking about it. So the Kenny jam is the 48-hour jam I keep talking about. So 2 days is not a lot of time. So basically you spend the first day and a half basically just making the game, and the last half a day. So basically you can choose not to sleep we were so efficient. We actually got to actually sleep on our very. This was my very first jam that I did. And plus I was just making the assets. I made a custom song for it as well. Like I think I used a noise maker to make the sounds. So it wasn't super polished, but I'll tell you the scope of our game. The theme was rotation. Yeah, this is Kenny here. The theme was rotation, and the itch. How do you spell itch? There we go. I can't spell itch. Was rotation, and the what we'd done.
Yeah, it does.
I see.
I was
Look, I'll just bring it
gonna
up
look
on
at-
stream because it's probably easier than to.
I was gonna bring up the other game jam, but I should probably hide my screen while I go through because a while ago I got bored and got a bunch of adult stuff on itch.io. So now that's all my recommendations are.
Yep.
There we go. Bring up
Mm.
Bracky's.
Where's all the rest of the? Hang on.
So, yeah,
Where's all the rest of these games?
when does
Oh, here we go.
like when will they announce the theme and stuff like that? Do we know?
It's usually so the theme is announced when the jam starts, so people can't start working on their game ahead of time, which is fair. Like that
Okay.
is like the sportsmanship way to go. So like the minute that the theme drops is when you start, essentially.
Okay, so we have to come
Mhm.
up with our idea prior
No,
to.
no. So we come up
No.
with the idea when the theme drops, basically. So we spend the first day after the theme drops planning.
Okay.
So basically, yeah. So the timeline of everything is the day before we do our setup. We do our make sure our source trees are syncing. We set up our project files. We set up our folders. Anything that is non-specific, basically, to a particular
Okay.
game, just like the basic infrastructure. Scarecrow, you might set up some access to whatever libraries or things. I don't know. Shane talks about libraries all the time. I don't really understand, but like some whatever your setup in Unity is, like prepare your workspace. Essentially, is the day
Right.
before. Right. I've got. I can share my screen on Discord if that's easier. Otherwise, I've got this up on
That would be.
stream at the moment.
Yeah, it might be easier.
Did I set up this other scene correctly? I don't have a thing for it. I set up it like a Discord scene, but that's the one thing I forgot to set up a thing for.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, you can just pull my thing onto the thing, or I don't know. Whatever. I'll share anyway.
Oh, I
Wait,
don't think
no,
that
this is a PG stream. Nobody's supposed to be pulling their things anywhere.
Well, you know what I mean. Okay, so yeah, I've just muted it, but
That's
I
what
did
she
make.
said.
Sorry, I had to.
Right.
No,
So I did make
it's fair.
a custom song, but I'll mute it because you don't have to hear it. But but mostly because I didn't have to make most of the assets from scratch, and it was pixel art. And basically this is the game. So we've got a basic plane here. It is top down because it is easier. And you basically are a guy. You spin around and you hit and you hit animals to like defeat them. This is the first time I did animation as well, like making the bugs squiggle around and things and die and stuff like that. So the first time I did not only just animation but pixel animation, like the first my time doing any of that. So and yeah,
Of
and then
course, mine doesn't want to play. Oh, there we go.
Mm.
Okay, it's showing now. We're
Oh
fine.
yeah. So every time you like defeat a wave, you choose one of two cards to either rotate faster or move faster. So I'll select this one, and now you spin a bit faster, and then you do the next round, and then you go until you either die or you kill all the waves. It's super simple. Like it's such a basic game. It's like, well, that doesn't sound very
Yeah.
but it's like it's a game. So what you have to do is it's all about that first. I think we came up with the concept pretty much within the first hour, like as in like okay, to be fair, as soon as I woke up, like okay, so the theme actually dropped at 3 a.m., but we were not going to start until like 8 or whatever. But I still woke up at 3, looked at the theme and went back to sleep, right? And so did Shane. He's like, I said I was going to do it and he did as well. And I'm like, we get on the Discord call and he's like, So what idea have you got? It's like, you presume I have an idea already, and I did, but so I was like, I had an idea that you could. So we talked about a few, like his ideas, my ideas, and we ended up picking this one, and it was because it was like really simple to implement. Like, it was just like spin a guy in a circle, have a few things come at him, have some cards pop up. This is an example of a 48. This can be done in 48 hours. So
Right. Yeah.
that's the scope. I'm trying to say that's the scope. You have to be like, think it's super duper small, super duper simple, because that's what you can get done in 48 hours. A 72-hour jam is pretty much most of our other ones. Like, Ick's probably a good example.
I like Ick.
Yeah, Inky Towers. Actually, have you seen Inky Towers? I don't know if I've shown you Inky Towers.
I don't think you showed me Inky Towers.
Inky Towers, I was
Makes
really
me
proud of
think
this
of
one
Mr.
because it was
Fancy
all
Pants.
like, we put a lot of polish on this one because like we got it done in the first 48 hours, and then we spent the last full day just doing polish, which I was really happy about. Except I didn't do an original. Oh no, no, I did do an original song. That's the other one playing. Shush. Okay. But yeah, so Inky Towers is just like, it's just like a little jumping platformer, like really simple, right? Except the water rises up, so you have to draw like little things for the guy to stand on, which I am failing at the moment.
Well.
Yeah.
I'm
anyways.
not seeing anything right now, so.
Oh,
all good.
that's
It's like
weird.
Yeah.
Let me try again. Share screen. It should just be showing the whole screen to Discord.
Yeah, no, it's just for some reason mine wasn't loading. There we go. Now I can see it.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you did show me this one.
Maybe. Anyways, this is the hack. Is like you draw a circle around him, and then he like.
collision goes brr.
Yeah, collision goes burr. But basically, it's like.
The art style makes me think of Mr. Fancy Pants Adventure.
I don't know that, but I think I drew inspiration from like what's that DS game where you draw things into existence and other such things?
Drawn to life.
Maybe Drawn to Life, things like that. Is it like Scribblenauts? I feel like Scribblenauts also maybe influence.
Yeah.
But there's like lots of little
I see
games.
where you come from, but didn't draw it, yeah.
Yeah. So like that's.
What you mean?
Yeah, so this is like generated, so these are just blocks that are like randomly, that's why they... So it's not a level design, it's just literally,
Doodle jump as well, probably. I imagine.
Sorry?
I mean, this makes me think of Doodle jump as well.
Oh, maybe I didn't play that one. But like, there's lots of people who've probably come up with the same concept. Oh, the reason it's called Inky Towers, the actual, so like the style of the drawing things is all like a separate thing, and like those drawn whatever things. The style of the platformer is Icy Towers. If anyone's ever played Icy Towers,
okay.
do you?
I can't check right now.
I'm not familiar with it.
Not familiar. It was like back at school, and like it was a game people passed around on their like USB sticks and stuff like that. Icy Towers, and it was just a tower jump game, and you just jump up as high as you could go. And that was like the main inspiration. So this is like an example of a 72-hour one. But yeah.
I don't think I was ever on that site. I see it. Gameplay.
I have to go use the restroom. I will be right back.
Okay.
Yep. I see, yeah. I see where you got it from.
Oh, yeah, are you looking at Icy Towers?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Icy Towers. Yeah, it was like, I don't know, from like 1,000 years ago. 2001, there you go. That's how old that one is.
Well,
obviously, that's like way better game than what we made. But like, I just wanted like
a little more time.
Yeah. But like, I really liked how this one came out. Like, it was super polished. We had all of the like aesthetic of like paper craft kind of aesthetic, and like I could draw the little guy, and we had like I was pretty pleased with how this one came out. and again, that was another 72-hour one, so it can be done. It seems like oh man, this is like a lot, but like the two examples I've given, one was a 2D and one was a pixel top down, so like those are the easier ones to do in the shorter jams. But as we got it, those are our very early ones, and as we got a little bit more experience at doing more and more, let me go back to here. We started doing, I think, LD55 was our first one, but then we did Ick and we did Gripper's Mountain. What's this one? Must have been working on. I'll go have a look at that later. Might have been some post-jam shenanigans going on there. We made a little delivery sim called Uberoo. Nope, that's not this
I
one.
think you've
That one
mentioned the
doesn't
name
exist.
before.
Sorry?
I mentioned the name before, so what do you mean that one doesn't exist? You've got my interest now.
This is the one where we technically finished it, but this is the one I spent all the time on the main character and on literally 3 or 4 other assets and didn't get time to make any other assets. So, the main character is like a little demon lady,
Yeah.
and she looks very cool, although it's very dark lighting in this room.
Yeah, and I see, and everything else looks like it's very early stages.
I just realized that the game jams start almost in exactly 10 days.
Yep, 16th.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
That
I mean,
gives
like,
me a bit of...
during our stream
like-
time.
Oh,
Oh,
That's
very
convenient.
very convenient. So we can basically like go live and
Yeah.
start our jam
we can
our jam
even...
planning.
I might
Nice.
go live.
It'll be
game go
about
live a little bit earlier,
an hour and a
just-
half into it, because
Yeah.
Okay, never mind, yeah.
Well, we
can
can-
just
we
do
can
like
still,
an hour and
like-
a half, maybe play a game, and then
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
We could do whatever.
come back
It's
and
fine.
go to it.
Yeah. Anyways, or we can start a bit later and go a bit later if anyone can do that. Like I'll try and swing it so that I've got the time to do that.
Right.
Yeah, so like we have a dude and I made a bed, I made a bedside table, made a cupboard. Some of these things may or may not have been adapted from other I changed them, but like also readapted from other assets that I had. But like I spent so long, it's like, oh man, it got the character looking really swift. And then I did make all of these. So I made a fridge and I made a table and a chair, but like it's so bare. Like I vastly overestimated what was needed to fill out
For
houses.
yeah, for lack
Yeah.
of a better words, it makes me think of an asset flip, except you only flip the character model.
I mean, I guess, except there were I didn't flip enough assets. Like I made all
Right.
I made all
Sort
of
of.
these assets in the jam, but like I grossly underestimated how much I actually needed to make, and I spent too much time making just the character, which, by the way, I
Right.
think I did a pretty good job on. And like it's rigged
yeah, yeah.
nicely, and like even the
definitely.
walking animation looks really nice. Like the walking looks
It
really
looks
good.
smooth. It's
Yeah.
it is hard to do rigging. I've done it before and I've struggled with it, and I
Oh,
still
it's a
can't do it
struggle.
well, so I understand the pain.
Yeah. So luckily this was more humanoid, so it was a bit easier. Bit easier to do. I was a
Yeah.
bit worried because of the backwards legs that it would look a bit funny, but like it came out really nicely. Anyways, and this is the trophy room where you put your stuff that you claim. But like we had all these grand plans for this thing, so I'm still happy that we came out with a finished game. But it's definitely the one that we put the least polish and the least finish on. So it can happen.
Right.
But we started doing 3D games and things like that because we got a little bit better at doing games quicker and faster and all the rest of that. Oops. Oh no, that's loud.
All the good stuff.
Yeah, and all the good stuff. So like this one, for example, I made, I guess, a main character that was, just not quite as good, but like nearly as good as the other one. But also, we didn't have that many other detailed assets to make because they were all mostly block buildings, and I did mostly like these texture, like just focusing on making the cool textures for all of for the restaurants and things like that, and the logos and that. So I basically just had to make the roux, the bike. We had some boxes, and oops, I don't know why I'm clicking on that. So like.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is like you can do a 3D game, but you have to scale back on all of the other types of things that you need for it. When it's a shorter jam. So like when it's scope, it's not just scope of how complex is the game, but a scope of how many models, how many different models do you need, how long will it take to make each model, are they complex models like individual items, or are they all blocks where you just have to make a bunch of different textures for them. All different kinds of complexity to consider, which is it's a thing to think about, I guess. So yeah, I guess that was my point on all of that, was like you can do various
Good
things, you
day,
just
good
like
day,
that's
Cap.
how you scale them, I
Cap,
guess. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
Cap.
I understand. I think I get it.
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like at some point you lost me unintentionally, but like I think I understand it.
Thank you for the
I
stretch,
don't know.
Daddy.
I was just sort of
I
trying to. It's hard to explain, but like I just figured an actual demonstration of this is what I mean by simpler, less scope. Like saying less scope doesn't mean anything, so I was trying to show examples of what it meant. I hope that was useful.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm more of a visual learner, so definitely help me more. Like that's
Yeah.
why I think I understand
Yeah.
it.
Like
But
this is what it
at
looks
some
like to
point, you
me.
did probably lose me.
Yeah, sorry. But what I mean is like this is what it means when I mean like a small game or a simple game
Maybe
or
just
a
okay,
not as
Teddy.
complex game. Yeah. Ah, thank you
Yep.
for the hydrate. Do I have a snacker? Where did my snacker go? Yeah, so for a 7-day jam, it sounds like we've got more time, but actually it will feel like less time because it's more drawn out. Cool. How are we all feeling then? What are our feelings post jam?
I'm feeling
I mean, I'm a little burnt.
outside of I don't feel burnt out. I feel that this is just my self-defeating thoughts and low self-confidence, but I feel like I didn't do enough. But that was the whole purpose of this, to learn my
Good.
working thing, and I got out what I
I
needed.
don't mean good that you feel that way, but I mean good like I'm not the only one that feels that way. Me and Sorry were talking about that before stream.
Like
Okay,
I
yeah.
know I
Yeah,
definitely
I
wasn't
definitely
able to
feel
spend
like
as much time on it, and I had to take a whole day off during this week as well. So
in my case it was, yeah, in my case it was more learning how I can work most efficiently, which I think I said before I've mostly figured out.
Mhm.
But because I figured it out so late, as you were saying before, like figuring out your groove at the end of the jam and the end of the thing, you just feel bad.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Like I feel bad that like you guys worked hard on a lot of the assets and I wasn't able to put everything in.
But
I'm
also
still
we
gonna
I
didn't
put
get
feel
you
everything
like
those
in
assets until
post
the
gym.
last minute
Yeah,
either.
right. I
So
didn't get them till this
I
morning, and by this morning I'm like yeah.
yeah, no, we all,
I crunched
and it's
down
not,
till way too late.
the postmortem. I really need to reiterate this so that we can work well together next time. The postmortem is not about assigning blame, whether it's to yourself
No,
or
I'm not.
otherwise. I'm just
Right.
Yeah,
saying,
I'm
be
not blaming
kind to
anyone. I'm not
yourself.
blaming myself.
Oh.
What I'm trying to say is that I do, as you know, I have like very low self confidence and a lot of self defeating thoughts. So that's them talking. But I got out what we needed out of this.
No,
Right.
It
I
was a
think
success. Even it wasn't successful. We didn't finish it, but it was a success of what I needed out of
well,
it personally.
we've got.
Um,
Let me just say now, if I load this
we
version up here,
have a pretty good amount. We
we've
just never
got a game.
finished it.
Like, look at this. We've got a thing, and then I'm gonna like build. What's that tab? Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, I did post the updated one onto Itch.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah, I'll use that
you have
one then.
you have the full game now.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Can you invite me to
To
it?
be honest, I was worried that I was the
To
only
the game
one that
page?
felt like there wasn't enough.
You
That didn't do enough.
hold on. It's should be I'll
I mean,
repost
it
it.
can be like
Hold
day
on.
1 to
Oh
5,
no,
decent
I
day,
mean
day
on.
6.7, 19 Red Bulls and Monster and 0 sleep.
Yeah, Cap. That is not how you do it. Like
No.
specifically, there's been a couple of jams where me and Shane have had like only like stayed up all night on the last day of the jam, but on the last, except for the last couple of jams where we overscoped a little bit because we were like getting confident because the last all of our other jams have been like, yeah, we got to like get a decent amount of sleep, you know, worked on things, even got in some polish, and we got a little bit overconfident. And when the LD55 came around, it all came crashing down. So we were like,
Yeah.
literally doing that, but that is not what you aim for. It only happens if it happens.
Average
Um,
game
How do,
jam.
how do
No,
I
it's
like
not
to
the
like,
average game jam experience because if you do your planning right and you do everything like right on how much work you can get done or your planning, it never happens.
no, I know,
It's
but
just
like,
if something goes wrong in the process, that's what
yeah.
happens.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you
I
don't
can see
plan to
from
do that.
I
It
can see
can
from
happen, but yeah.
I can see from your outside perspective on how it's the average experience because that would happen a lot. But I feel like a lot of you hear about stuff going wrong game jams a lot, and when it goes well, you don't hear that it goes well. You just everyone's happy. It's like finally we're done. We did well. Time for the next one, or just rest.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not really vocal about it.
Wait,
Um,
you
What
wanted me
map?
to invite you to what?
yeah, yeah. So when you are on, let me just see here. In your, if you edit the game page and you go to admins, you can add me as an admin and contributor on the actual game page. I'm just
Oh,
using Ink Towers as an example here.
How do
If
I
you can
do
see
that?
my
um,
I'm
stream.
at the edit.
I'll grab my username as well. You can do me
I'm
as
on
well.
the edit team.
Oh
Make
yeah,
sure I'm
what's
on the
yours?
right
Because I'll add
page.
you as a following
Wait,
too.
I
Mutual
wasn't doing it.
follow. That's all you can do on each.
How do I? I'm confused.
So you
Edit
go to,
game. Okay.
you're on the game page, yeah.
Devlog. Yeah.
So you go edit game, and then more
Admins.
admins.
Is it just username?
Okay.
Yep, and then my username is exactly my name. It's exactly that without the M. Just
I'll
sorry.
throw mine in the chat thing because I had to just contribute as well. I
What
need to
is it?
change mine.
Itch.io /
Yep.
Saria.
Yep.
Could not find account.
Oh, sorry. It should be. Sorry. Let me go to the actual.
Saria M. Yeah, it
No,
is
no, no.
Saria M.
Let me check. Oh, I thought it was. Oh, did I change it?
It is Saria
Sorry,
M.
I'll just.
Oh, the
I'll just
username
paste
is
it.
Saria M. Yeah, the
Display is just
username is
sorry.
Saria M. Display different. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the format for that one. I'm sorry. I just meant like later, but that's all good. I have it open.
Yeah.
There we go.
Did you? Oh, did you just upload
Yeah.
it as a download again?
Yeah. I didn't upload it as
As a web version?
a web version. Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I just didn't export it as that, so I didn't.
Oh, I'm so
Uploaded
sorry,
as
Cap.
that.
Hold
I
on.
know.
Let me drop
80
everything.
megabytes.
There you go, Bits.
I hit it.
Display as
thank you.
contributors.
I think.
There we go.
I don't know how it
Alright.
works.
I don't know how to work things. I don't know how to do things.
Yeah, you do.
I haven't used it for game jams at all, really.
Itch.io.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the most intuitive, I would probably say,
Yeah.
but like it's. Wait, did I download this? Did I not actually download this? What happened?
Projects doesn't show. I'll figure it out later. It's not important now.
It's
I
in a
just made a
really weird
collection
spot.
that
It's actually in under like dashboard, and it shows all the ones you're part of in your dashboard and projects. But
Yeah,
like,
Okay.
yeah, it might take a while to show up too. It show as contributor needs
Maybe.
to be ticked as well.
Yeah, I did that.
Yep.
Okay.
Did I not download? I did. I guess I didn't hit download after all of that.
Yeah, so like I said, I just didn't.
Where did it go?
Welcome back, Teddy. Why is that not? Pin the message. Thank you. Manually take it off. Thank you. Chat. Jeez. Guys, the game is pinned in on my stream. If you guys want to check it out, what we got done. For some reason, the music didn't go through. I don't know why that is. but I will figure it out. So like it's just eerily quiet.
Uh-oh. Oh, how many have I downloaded? Oh,
Oh,
no,
no.
too
You
many!
downloaded
Too
all of
many.
them.
Stop!
Sorry, I must really like the game. Downloading multiple.
Too many! Okay, here we go.
It's
I
just
got
not
the
good.
copy now. I'll put it on stream for everybody to see. The most final version.
Yeah. I mean, we're still gonna be working on this, so it's not like it's not finished.
That's why I said the
but-
most final version. It's not the final version. It's the one that is the most recently final version. Have you not heard
Alex,
of
what are
the
you-
65,000 final? Actually final. No, for real, this is the final version.
Yeah,
Design
that
files, we
happens
do that all the
I hate it.
time.
Yes, I love you, Alex, but you know, you're lucky I'm not gaming right now, and I can actually love on you. Typically, you're not allowed to do this. No.
Alright, where's the thing? Where did it go?
I have a Alex in my lap. Hold
Oh yeah.
on. Ugh,
Here it is.
look at this little lovely boy. Little loving
I'm gonna
boy.
play later. When
Got the
Oh, it
biggest
says
smile
it's
on
a
his face
dodgy
right now.
file.
Where's
You
this
should
thing?
play some cheeky lucid dreams. I'm just playing my playlist at the moment. I'm not worrying about what music's on. What playlist is this? This is Bitty's hype music, but it includes All I Want for Christmas cover.
Nice.
Well, it's whole live cover, so it's just special.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I disagree.
What? Pancake City.
30.
Wait. Hanville. There we go.
There you go. Guys, anybody that wants to play too, we will take screenshots of the game, and we can use them and post them. I can actually put them in the game. Alex, what are you doing,
yeah.
dude? You can't bury your head into my arm. It doesn't work that way. That's not how this works, dude.
I'm gonna see if I can make an abomination in game somehow, and just
With the
use it, and then
TTP.
you can use that.
Wait. Done. I placed one house. Done. I changed it. I got rid of those extra stacks. Oh, man. Just... Yeah.
With the source page or whatever it was called, is it the same with like uploading like changes with GitHub stuff, where it's just like you commit changes and then you say wow the changes are different?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
Alright.
Source tree is just the GUI to push it to GitHub, basically. So we use source tree as the GUI.
Ah, okay, so
And
same
push it-
process.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's exactly the same. We have a branch. We put notes in the commits and say what you did, what you're uploading. For like
Yeah.
for
He's
the
being
I
very
remember
shy today,
that-
Teddy.
I remember that process of like everything and how everything works. I just didn't remember the code.
oh yeah.
So using the
So we're not
should be-
no code is that's
Stop writing under
unnecessarily
people.
hard. We're just using the GUI.
Stop hiding
Then
under
you can just
people.
press push
Yeah.
and commit. That's all good. You don't have to worry about it. The tricky part is getting it all set up, which is not something I've had a lot of practice at. So I have to figure it out every time. Which is why I didn't get asked to do
So
it
it's
this
like
time because we
empty.
didn't have time to let me figure it
yeah,
out.
that's fair.
Well, I
What you're
feel like
saying is
once
like
you
TXT.
get the basics set up, then getting the new repositories and stuff is easy.
Yeah, that's not so hard. It's just
mean,
the getting the initial. Oh boy, I've really messed it up when we tried it that other time, but we got there in the end.
Maybe that's something you guys can set up on the weekend.
Yes.
Because I don't
yes.
remember how to do
Maybe.
it.
No. So that's what I was saying is like on the weekend during the day when we've all like us because Scarecrow, you've already got your setup. I might help.
Yeah,
Well,
I've got mine
Bitsy,
set up.
you might be right, but we'll just go through it anyway, and we'll get Pancake
I
set up with it as
downloaded
well.
it. I got up to the point where it's like you can set up to, I think, like a bit something server, like a own account, and
I think we do.
I think I asked for
just the
something then, and
just the
then
GitHub account. Do you have a GitHub account?
yes,
Yes. Okay. Cool. So we just sign with that. I don't think I used. I'll let me check what I did on mine, and then and then I can tell you. So we can go through that later, and we'll get Pancake set up the same
Yeah.
way. If Pancake
I'll wait till we do it then.
is struggling with
rather
it,
than just
we can
try
just
and do
say
it now.
you can upload things and work that out from there, because the stuff he's doing probably won't be as time sensitive, I think. But we see if we can get everybody on it, because that
And
would be
then we
ideal.
can commit those changes ourselves.
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
he sends
exactly.
it to
So
one
if
of
he
us.
just like flicks it over to us and we like, okay, yep, that's part of creative asset, we'll just put that over there. So, but it would be ideal if we can get him set up with it as well. It's just pancake hamsters being what they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The poor hamsters. Yeah.
I love you. Yeah, Alex, I love you. You're being extra needy
How
today.
does money generate in the game? That's what I couldn't figure out.
As buildings are placed.
Their houses will generate
Okay,
a little
and-
bit, is that right? And do businesses
So this-
generate money now?
They
Oh,
do,
no.
yeah.
They
yeah,
do,
yeah.
okay,
I upped it
excellent.
to like 200. They generate too much money now at this point.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Look, the balance is part of the polish, and the polish is optional. One thing. Oh, I guess I'll write this in my little notepad, where I have all of my little things. Like here's a couple of. I already went through a couple of the other like more important things like earlier before stream, but like a couple of little small polish things, just as example polish. Like, wouldn't expect it for a game jam, but for like post jam. The option and pause menus, I realized, Bitsy, exactly what you were saying with the trouble you were having with the options menu, in that you opened it, hit escape, and expected the options menu to reset back to the main options
Yeah.
menu, rather than hitting
Yeah.
X. And you found the X, and it's workable. It's not a game-breaking thing, but it is a UX design thing that the stereotypical behavior of closing the pause menu is to have the pause menu go back to its default state,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
the main menu. So obviously
I
you
just
already
didn't
know
have
that,
time to-
but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have time to get to that.
No.
Uh,
So, like I said, all of the
unfortunately.
things that I'm saying with my mouth is like, obviously knowing that you don't have time to do any of this stuff, but like
Yeah.
saying it out loud is like acknowledging it for next time, I guess, or whatever. You know, if we had
Yeah.
time, we would do that.
Right.
At the kind of stuff we'd probably had talked about on day 5 or 6 of the jam, if that kind of makes sense. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even day 1 once we're like, if it got through to that stage, if we hadn't already discussed it. Oh yeah, the other thing was, oh, why did I hit quit? I didn't want to hit quit. I wanted to, should have just escape. The little cancel button
Yeah,
just for me
yeah,
because I no brained it.
No. I you know what, I did it too. So I think there needs to
Well,
be
like
a
that's
cancel
again.
button
So
there.
that's the kind of weird playtesting thing you wouldn't actually notice until you start doing it by accident, which is to say you need a resume or continue button on the pause rather than just options and quit. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh, and on a. This is just to say also, I kept forgetting and kept designing a quit button because I'm so used to games that need a quit button. If you export for HTML only, don't put a quit button in it because it doesn't do anything. It's not. You can't quit your browser. You just close the tab. You can
I mean,
have
you
start
can
new
quit the browser,
game.
you just can't do it through game.
You can't. So, like, having a quit. Like, I kept designing my interface and menus to have a quit button, and Shane would go, "Why have you got a quit button? You can't close the person's tab." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." I just so used to seeing it in a menu that I expect quit to be there. Which in this one, obviously, if you have a downloadable game, you absolutely need a quit button because a lot of people don't put a quit button in their downloadables, and it's like, I guess I'm alt F4ing. Like, you'd be surprised at how many games that I had to like task manager to shut them down because they had no way of like closing them naturally. It was really funny.
Oh yeah, that's something that I found and I'm gonna double check that when I actually close the game, that the game would still run in the background in the task manager. So I gotta double check that.
I figured out something as well
Yeah.
with it, which I think is kind of funny. This is
So,
me.
I like how Saria doesn't rotate the piece; she just rotates the entire.
No. So the reason, do you want to know why I did that? I was actually doing some playtesting here. I wasn't just being obnoxious.
Oh.
So your default state for pieces is 180 degrees from the default state of the camera. And might I suggest that either the pieces rotate, display to snap to closest camera view, or the default camera view is the same as the piece orientation, because when I go to place, I want the door to be facing me. That's a UX thing. I'm just saying. The camera was originally like this, and all of the pieces automatically place like that.
Yep.
So,
I have
again,
And
not
Saria is
important,
still able
but also
to
a thing to
get
be
to the
mindful
negative.
of. For polish only, not functional. It's
Alright, how
not
did I
at
do
all
last time?
functional or necessary.
How did I rotate again? I forgot.
Oh, excellent!
the
Oh,
webpage.
I'm getting into negative money! Look at this!
That's what I was gonna say. If you play, you've set up a check for like research for money, but not buildings.
Yeah.
No, I did, and for some reason it's broken because I changed the code at the last minute based off of something me and Saria were talking about, and
Oh, that the businesses
honestly-
didn't generate money.
yeah. And honestly, what I was gonna do is actually have a game over function where once you hit negative for X amount of time, and it's gonna be a very short time, game over.
Okay.
Like that would
Yeah,
be the
that's
end game
alright.
is if you stay in negative for too long.
I don't know how to replicate it now. I clipped the buildings like halfway through each other.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah,
There we
I've
go,
managed to, like, put the buildings closer than they ought to be, but only, like, once. I think it's physics
I
jank.
figured it out consistently, and then I raced
Yeah,
it, and then...
yeah, it's definitely physics.
I hit that
It's not
follow
picking up
button, click it with a smile.
colliders and
it depends on the
Together
orientation.
we'll
I think.
conquer.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah, right click, by the way, right click is
is
cancel building. I didn't figure that out, I had to be told. Oh,
Yeah, if you look at my stream, I figured it out.
We started from
Thank
the
you.
bottom, but now
Teddy, come here, I'll cuddle you.
rise a community of
Thank you
dreams,
for the follow.
reaching for the skies. We'll lift each other
Yeah, it's
up
working
hand in
sometimes, but
hand.
nothing very
We'll fight
consistently.
with
But I got
every
like a bunch in a row.
follow we get. We'll come alive. Follow.
I think it is like flip properly.
Oh, yeah, there we go. So if you, like, you can,
If
Yeah,
you look at my Discord,
Yeah.
I pretty much figured it
it's
out.
definitely
It's very-
it's a collider issue.
again, that's not a
Surprisingly-
game-breaking thing necessarily. It's just, like, aesthetic. So I wouldn't, if this was, like, last day of the game jam, I would say don't bother fixing it and focus on, like, the other things that make it feel like more do the thing. Like, I would focus on
Yeah.
other polished things than figuring out why the physics is janking. Like balancing the money or something like that. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, and that's the other thing, I might bring up the little document here, is triaging the must-haves with
Wait, what?
against bug
Okay, it's definitely collision. I
Fixes.
can stack houses in one spot.
Again,
and
big
polish.
fixes.
Big fixes. Oh yeah, big fixes, big bug fixes. because sometimes there might be a bug or it might be a polish, and it's like, i.e., does it break the gameplay? Or is really annoying for the player. Like, as in, how annoying is the problem? Should we focus on fixing it? I just writing that there to help know what question to ask when we're figuring out what to work on or what to polish. We're in the last couple of days. So if it's like, yeah, everything works, everything feels good, like gameplay, we have a few people play testing it, and then we focus on, oh, let's make this look a little nicer and let's add this little extra feature. And those are like, if you're at that stage, then you're like already golden. But like getting up to that stage is asking these questions, is like what's annoying and what actually has to be fixed and what's just polish. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Man, I don't have enough money yet. I want some more money. I built too many houses at the start. I just wanted to get money fast, but that wasn't the thing to do.
That no, that kind of doesn't work in this with this version.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
I mean, I've
because the
just been
timers are
spamming
too low
houses.
or too long. But I set the timers purposely longer because I wanted you to kind of
Oh, yeah. Like, you're meant to
it's
idle for a
idle,
little bit. If we
right?
had more time, the kind of polish we would probably do is, like, balancing to make it feel good at the start and fast, and then make it longer, wait towards the end. So make it
Right.
exponentially
That's
more
the
money.
hardest part, though.
But the first one should be fairly quick. Teddington, yes. I use triage all the time. Except my boss keeps saying to me, oh, well, don't worry too much, you're not an ambulance driver, except I keep getting treated right like an ambulance driver, so like I triage. That's all it comes down to. like, like don't like. Oh, it's oh man. I just have had a day. Like the last 2 or 3 days have been. I've had a time at work. It's just like the phrase and a lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine. Does mean nothing. It means nothing apparently in this day and age. It doesn't matter. It does constitute an emergency because I just got to do it. Anyways, so yes, triage I think is very appropriate in IT a lot of the time. And you're right, people don't even get it sometimes.
Yeah, because you hear triage and you automatically think like military or
Yeah, or like hospital, medical and stuff like
hospital.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, it's like what needs to be done first, and you've got a time crunch. It's triage. So yeah.
Right.
I know. I'm just having fun playing the game now. I'm waiting for my money to come in. But yeah, had we more time, we'd probably implement more features in that. But I think we already know what we would have put in.
Yeah. Like one of the features I ended up nixing. One of the features that I ended up nixing, and it actually would have been very crucial, is the ability to pick buildings back up and move them.
I didn't mention that because
or
I think
delete
I
them.
already knew you had considered that and probably deliberately nixed it.
I deliberately nixed it because I was like, all right, well, there's more important things right now than the picking up and putting down.
And it's really hard to
building.
scrape a pancake back off the ground again. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Let's.
Yeah.
Roads, I was like, I didn't like the road assets, but I was like, I'm just gonna use these because they're here, so to speak.
Oh, I think they're perfectly fine. Like the reason Betsy asked like, oh, you said, should I make the roads? And I was like, I think there's a placeholder that I think will be fine. Right?
Yeah.
So I kind of said, I don't think we need roads. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. Yes? No?
I like how goofy the houses look when they're stacked on top of each other.
Oh,
I love how we each.
Area.
Yeah.
We each have our own like gameplay, like style to it. It's funny.
Well, I spent too much.
They're trying to break things, and then you got me.
I'm not even trying to break it. I don't know if it's min-maxing or exploiting. However, just this is more efficient on space, even though I've got a big grid. I might as well use as little space as possible.
I mean, sorry, I picked the smallest starting plot you could.
Apparently. Well,
Yeah.
I originally had the biggest starting plot and then accidentally closed it, and I could quickly just click through the next one. Ticket management and major incidents are the same process as an A&E medical emergency. It really is. It really is.
So I found out the trick with the roads. You gotta put it on top of, like, hover over a road first, and then move it to where you gotta put where you want to put it, and it should place. Which is a weird bug weird bug, but
Okay. I don't,
How much do the houses generate? Like their actual
uh,
numbers?
yeah, what's
depends on
the actual
house.
rate?
I think the small houses only do like 10 per minute or something like that.
Ah, so it's extremely slow at the start. Got it. I was
Yeah,
getting impatient. I spammed my houses down.
the businesses generate 200 because I just did that real quickly.
1,
It wasn't even
2, 3.
um it was not meant to be 200, but it just kind of ended up as 200.
Yeah, like you just, with balance, you just put down an arbitrary amount and then you just tweak it from there. Honestly, though, I
Yeah.
know I spent
Yeah.
too much time on it last night, but I'm very happy, TM, with how the roof floofs turned out. Like that
I
really
don't-
looks like a melting dollop of cream in the sun. Like that looks so good. You could eat it. I don't know. I just
until
like
until
I
you
come
get
from
the top pancake.
I'm really glad I went the organic way and did it with the sculpting rather than doing a mechanical exact perfect swirl.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I did it the more manual way, and even though it took more time, I think it came out really nice.
But yeah. One thing I was gonna try to do, and I just ended up running out of time, was actually I was gonna retexture the in butted squares on the on the business model, and change them to a different material to do to make them glass. But I didn't. have time.
No. Well, I didn't give you different objects for that to be a different material, because they're
Ah,
waffles. I
okay.
as in my intention was not for them to have glass. Because it's a
So
waffle.
the businesses are just
Yeah.
they're all sitting in the dark. Got
No.
it.
It's like one way waffle mirror. It looks like a waffle in the outside, but they can see outside from inside. For
Okay.
privacy.
magic.
It's magic. It's magic. One way, one way waffle.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense.
Another feature that I would have loved to have been able to do is, you know how a lot of games, like even The Sims, have it, where you click on one spot and then you click on another spot and it just auto fills in the road for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that. Yeah.
I thought that the very first time I clicked on it, and then I thought, oh, well, that would be hard to do. So, whilst that is
Yeah,
definitely a
yeah,
feature I would
that's-
like to see if we have another game that does that. But if we did this game, a similar game like this again in the next jam, I would say maybe that's not super important, and then just place each piece manually. The reason why it's a little bit more annoying is because when you place something, the build menu disappears. Having the build menu permanent and not moving around on you just makes it a little faster to click back and forwards between the two. But ideally for a road, you do
Right.
want click 1 point, click second point, fill in road from points. But that being a
Yeah.
function that wasn't super duper important, I think. That being said, if you could easily do it, that'd be awesome. Just that extra
no,
polish.
it's not an easy thing to do.
No,
It's
no.
not.
Which is why I wasn't expecting anything like that in this one. But the thing I would like though is like the building menu to stay where it is when I buy stuff, so it doesn't run away.
Right.
I also assumed that you intended to change the text for overcooked waffle building and overcooked house building, but they all are all overcooked. Like everyone is overcooked.
Yeah, they're supposed to be changed, but for some reason they decided we don't want to. We don't
Well, what
want
I
to change.
probably would have done, like for that, then I probably would have just removed Overcook entirely and just called it House Level 1. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
with the whole thing, like, I love that the different colors and the different levels of cookedness, and you can see that, which is great. And just call it House. And it's like, oh, it's a different aesthetic. Oh, this one's undercooked, this one's overcooked, and they can infer that from the
But what I
color of
noticed too,
of
for
the
some
house.
reason,
Mm.
and it's a problem with the code, but for some reason, if you look at all the buttons, they're what the model name is. It's not what the actual building name is that I input into it. So all the names are wrong. Every single,
Oh.
yeah. So that's I just noticed that like maybe about 10 minutes ago.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Teddington says, "Can I make a game idea suggestion for the back burner?"
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry?
Sure.
What's the suggestion? Sorry, that might have been a while ago.
Gigawatts of syrup. Maybe.
Is that
I
the
don't know if that was
idea?
part of this. I like the idea. It's undercooked. I don't know what you mean by it.
Yeah, we need to cook this syrup more. Oh, do we just need more syrup? Generally, that is possible. That is also possible.
That is also possible, yeah.
Yeah, and
Like
obviously we didn't get
some
to
syrup.
implement the penizens on the roads for this, but that
Yeah.
that can be a post jam thing too. I think, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm slowly making money now.
Oh, I'm at
Clearly.
like 10,000, almost 11,000.
What? How are you guys
Oh,
making so
I've
much
reset
money?
so many times because I do. I haven't. I've been
Um,
resetting constantly because I haven't got the perfect start because I did the bug wrong and it didn't look right. It didn't look empty.
Oh, I can hang a building off the edge here. Look at this.
I like how it's like you can hang a building off the edge, and as you were placing the buildings before, I noticed that it looked like you could place the like what they called the businesses completely inside of each other, and
Oh,
my
you
brain
absolutely
thought
can.
at first like ooh,
Like there's no
and then I
because
saw you avoiding it.
yeah.
well, I was because
So-
to look nice. I could put them inside of each other, but I don't want to.
I mean, it's fair. Then again, you look at my one, and it looks like I've 2 houses, but I've got 10.
Oh no, I can't place the one road. No, now there's a gap.
Did the roads do anything, or is it functionally? Do I only really need houses and
So
businesses?
the roads were supposed to do something. They were supposed to be for the citizens to wander about on.
And to a very slightly increase happiness, but happiness is
Yeah.
not a statistic in this world anymore.
Right
We
now,
don't need happiness
mean-
That's
stats.
there will be.
I'm just gonna make
as
a
I said,
wall
I
of waffles.
planned on
good.
continuing this. If you guys continued making the models and stuff, I was going to continue.
I'm down
Yeah,
to
definitely.
continue.
We've still got like a week and a half before the actual game jam starts.
Yeah.
So we can spend another.
I mean, I did plan on no lifing rivals ranked, but I can free up time, I guess, or save my sanity
I mean,
regardless.
It's not like
could,
it's a
Okay.
rush, you know.
yeah, I
No,
could also
know,
work on
I'm
any of
kidding.
the like. This is
I'll
less.
start working on it at the pace I have been, like 1 or 2 a day, the models,
Yeah.
because
Because
it's
there's only a
less of
few.
a rush now.
Honestly, you got a lot
then
of the other
copying
stuff like done in that last little bit, so there's only a few models really left to
Yeah.
go, or just like
I-
totally new models, and then just make some upgrades for a few of them. But I can work on some of them
I
too.
de-rusted, and then I did crunch time, and then I got. But my problem I ran into was creativity. I found for ideas, I think I need to sit with everyone and be like, "All right, cool, help me figure out what to do for this," and then I
Yeah.
can just model it on my own time, and then I'm good.
Yeah, let me write that down. That's actually pretty important. Because you said that before, and I forgot to write it down. Also, checking in with each other when we need creative. If we say creative or design feedback, Scarecrow, that kind of still does apply to you a little bit in terms of
Okay.
if we haven't gone over, hey, I'm making this do this. So when I say design, I mean like something we haven't made a decision on that affects how something works, not necessarily just how something
Right.
looks. So if I say creative or design feedback to um, we also don't want to interrupt each other too much, so we don't have to discuss on how we formulate that now, but we need a good method or system where if we're doing deep work, or like I've made a game jam channel actually, so we can just have a hashtag feedback required on the start of the post, and if we are looking to help each other out on things, it can be you respond to a post like that, a reply to a post like that,
What we
when you can provide feedback, but you can ignore a Discord message if you need to, like a D&D mode if you're in
I
deep
feel
work.
like a thread would work better for that.
Actually,
like
yeah,
I did, like I
that's
did all day yesterday.
that's yeah, no,
Um,
exactly. So, but that's the thing. So, if Bitsy, for example, you needed feedback on some models, you can just post a screenshot and say, "Hey, what do you think of this?" and make it a thread. So, you're right. A thread is much better. I forgot how do you do that in Discord again?
you need to make it a community server. We can still make it invite only. Doesn't mean it goes public, but we make it a community server.
What's the difference?
Disable risky permissions thread. Pretty much nothing, if I'm being honest, from what I'm doing it. It just disables. It just like disables the risky permissions for creating emote from everyone mentioning everyone create events. If we want to, we can add them back later. It just makes it more safe thing, and then just gives you access to more features.
Yeah.
Quote unquote
Okay.
safe, and we can
Wait,
disable
so it
community
has to be a
anytime.
community server to have thread-based things?
No.
Yes, I just did it though.
Does it?
It just messes around with permissions, so it takes away
Oh,
like
okay.
more moderator stuff and takes them away. Again, we can add that back if we want. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Generally, you don't want
I
to
don't
in
know
the
what, but
first
that
place.
sounds good. Oh yeah, so I can go in here and I create a thread. It's like feedback on model, um, and then I because this channel's already locked down, so I can create a thread of feedback on models. We could even have it a thread like a specific thread title is like model feedback.
Yeah,
And then we can just put all model feedback in that thread, and then it's like gameplay.
Yeah.
Like we can sort it into sections and things like that. Cool. That sounds
or
good.
if we need like if I want feedback first, or we can do it that way, or we can just do like you can create tags, so we can just have like modeling programming as a tag,
Yeah.
feedback as a tag, and then we just throw like need feedback for this model and just throw the like corresponding tags on.
Yeah, that works too. I do like the threads thing though, like that like keeps it all together, so somebody could quickly scroll through and it's like, here's the 4 things we're working on. There's the design, or rather the models thread is looking real hopping and busy. There's stuff happening in there, so I'll jump in there and throw my 2 cents in, or hop over here or what have you. So that keeps it nice and easy to like jump between what's happening.
Right.
Cool.
And if everyone's like, it also helps because everyone's asking for different feedback at once. It gets messy. Whereas
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, keeping it nice and
that's
tidy.
a lot easier.
Yeah. I don't know, would we, I guess my question is, would we make a thread for each set of feedback we want and say, here's some models, can have some feedback, or do we keep all of the model feedback in one, all of the UI
No,
feedback, programming
I think
feedback in
everything
one?
should be separate because sometimes we might not need feedback on certain. Like somebody might get confused, right, and be like, "Oh, well, they want feedback on all these models," when in actuality you only need feedback on like 2 models. So if you just
don't
make a
see
new
my-
thread each time, should
Okay, so once feedback is, once a thread is old, we just let it die off. Yep, okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
You can, I think you can close the thread kind of, but we could also just make a finish tag and we just add that tag to the thread of like feedback.
Yeah, so we can
required or
close
something.
the
Right.
tag finish. But what I mean to say is we don't have a perpetual thread for all model feedback. Yeah, I guess what you're saying. So yeah, we make a new thread for a new set of feedback, and once we've received or taken on that feedback and we're working on a new one, we close that out and say, cool, done.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean-
what do I want to say? I don't know if I've already broken the game, but my business isn't showing up. I don't
Wait,
know what I did.
You broke the game already?
Yes.
Hold on.
So my walkthrough of what I did is I figured out the glitch for the pet houses, stacked 9 houses on top of each other, saved money, got unlocked business. It's not showing up in my as research to place.
Wait.
I don't think the stacking would have caused that though, so I don't know why it's not showing up.
Huh. I'm still trying to figure out how you manage to stack 9 buildings on top of each other.
Are you looking at my thing? I can show you.
Yeah.
So you place one, and you place one
Right.
right next to it, and then for some reason, it just works. I don't know why, but it just does. And sometimes if it doesn't work, you just need to rotate it a bit. But how much can I stack these?
Did we answer the
much.
question, do you earn money when the game is tabbed out? The answer is yes.
yeah.
I now have 13,000 now that I've left it sit there for a little bit.
Yeah, I actually closed mine at like 20. I was like, okay.
I was waiting for businesses to.
I think my strat would be, if I'm
outside.
playing it, would be lay out roads first. And then
But the-
put buildings around roads. But of course you would
Maybe.
need that
The
one house.
prices definitely need to be. I feel like the roads being 300 is a bit much to ask for at the start. Usually they're unlocked by default, and they just cost like 10 or something. So you can
Yeah.
place a
Yeah.
lot of them.
Yeah, I think
That's
I
also
agree with
I'm
that.
thinking-
The fact
large
that you're
scale.
still able to keep racking up negative is like killing me right now.
I know. I'm
Wow,
loving
these
it.
statues are so cheap!
I like
all the
how
gold
the negative. I
statues.
like how the negative isn't hurting. Like the negative is hurting you more than the stacking the waffle buildings.
I mean, yes. Yes.
Yes.
That's the answer, yes.
I mean that's fair. I mean I messed it up. They're not all in one spot.
Wow, you've got there's two labels for all of the building. Oh, you already saw that, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you were saying it's like, oh yeah, it's got the label of the other thing, but also it's got 2 labels. Oh my gosh, these tall ones are a bit sus. These tall ones are really
He
sus.
just got it like pretty much off of the building. Or off of the grid. The world grid.
Oh yeah, I've figured out they can go off the grid.
Oh yeah,
Which
yeah,
means I can be
I've
even
got
more
all mine
efficient.
hanging out as well.
I don't know what it is with my ability of finding like glitches like that, but I just figured out the
You would
housing
be a
almost
good player
immediately.
though.
I enjoy playtesting because I enjoy trying to break stuff.
Like, guys, this is what Bitsy's doing right now. First off, they're at negative $20,000, and just keep going, and that shouldn't be able to happen. And then on top of it,
No. Oh, since you're showing up,
She's
oh yeah,
just
these houses are
stacking
stacked as well.
building. Yeah, she's just stacking houses on top of each other. Like, this is painful.
I mean, I
I'm
could
more
do
worried
that,
about the
but I'm
negative
choosing
than-
not to. I'm choosing to mostly obey the laws of physics.
That's not efficient.
The
though.
houses are not obeying the laws of decency, though. I just have to say.
Actually, I mean, what if realistically one person can live in that house?
The pancake houses or the
How
waffle
much money does
buildings?
this make? Both of them, realistically. Well, the waffle buildings are a bit more spread out.
Well, the waffle buildings are supposed to be office buildings. The scaling's just
Yeah.
off on them, or the scaling's off on the houses. I'm not sure which. Because I had to scale
like the
things
office
down
buildings need to be
to
taller.
actually fit, and one of them is off.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure
If-
it's the houses.
For next time, if you can give us just like a scale, that would be useful.
Yeah, just tell us like in meters how big you need it to be, and we'll just make it that big.
Okay. I gotta figure out how meters
Mm.
work. And well, I guess meters would be just one block, like one cube in unity.
Oh, what? Even what you could do is if you have just get a cube and just make it as like tall and wide as you want the max size to be. It's like, here, make this the max size, and just send that
Yeah.
over. Like VX, I can add
Yeah,
a
we can
wireframe to
import
that.
that can be our default cube, and we can import it into our files pretty easily.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, like you just
Okay,
append
alright.
the thing into your file.
Yeah, I could do something like that. That's easy.
Yeah, because then we have a scale to start with. Not even if they not necessarily if you know the exact number, but we have a like an estimate really.
Right.
Because there's a on Blender there's a modifier called wireframe, which just shows the edges of the cube, so we can just
Okay.
apply that. I can even just make a floor thing, align it like I did last time. Set the defaults to like so it's flat, and put that in the source, whatever it was called.
Somehow Bitsy's actually making money.
Well, you see, this is where my min-maxing comes in, right? You said buildings 200 every minute. That means I'm only losing $50 per building. So if I keep stacking buildings, I'm making more money back. Basically. That's why I asked if roads do anything. Roads don't do anything, so I don't need to
No,
worry about them.
they were supposed to, because that was supposed to be how the denizens were supposed to just maneuver around. Like they were just supposed to add life to the
Yeah.
stuff.
Well,
See, the way
I don't
the
think it
code
likes
is
me.
though, you shouldn't even be able to stack things in that. I'm confused.
I think for the it is lagging.
Oh my god,
Um,
lagging bad.
These buildings, I think their collision is just broken. The houses, I think, has to do with this house being so close, because now I can just stack this one on here.
Right.
So the houses is something to do with code. I think the waffle buildings just don't have collision just yet.
I think they don't have actual colliders on them. I think they just have what's it called on them? I can check that.
Yeah. Which those make sense. I don't know how the houses are broken though. That's the part I'm confused at.
So the buildings don't have colliders on them. Which
I thought you would have used just a invisible like cube collider or something for like the whole square, so you don't need to worry about the geometry.
So
clashing.
I used a box collider for the trigger. I'm actually putting the colliders on these now. I used a box collider for the on trigger enter, which is what you have to do for the build system to go from green to red and
Okay.
trigger the bull whether you can or can't place it, which I don't know why that's broke.
Speed run done. I want to see how much money I can get and how much I can lag it.
Alright, so those are
Actually, I might
are
stop
all
it because my OBS is lagging now.
they've all got
Yeah, it was lagging my OBS.
well, the collider is set on that, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the statues are super
I am-
cheap. I don't know why they're $0. That's another issue.
They are just
Can I
$0
keep
though.
up there?
The other thing, again, small polish thing, and I think.
Because I never set their actual price.
Oh yeah. That's fine. It means I can spam statues and make my thing look beautiful. Did you ever implement a zoom feature for the camera or no?
No, I did not.
That's okay. That's a very much polished thing that is not necessary, but I really wanted to zoom in and look at the statues.
Yeah.
But also not required. Yeah.
the zoom feature that I had, it would just go in the it would just go forward for some odd reason. I have to figure out
Now my
how to do
OBS
it
is laggy in general.
properly.
Yeah, I think there's
Because
like
remember I ended up changing the
camera controller.
the way that the camera controller actually worked.
Yes,
So,
yeah. So I
By
assume it's just
changing
another.
that, I changed the way that the zoom would work as well.
Yeah. I presume you would do some sort of level of snapping into certain levels of sections, but yeah. So the other thing I was going to say was, and I just want to preface this with, we've also done this same thing where we have the menu with the music in the menu, and then the music needs to be restarted again when you change scenes to the game proper.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already know. Like, the music
I
stops
know.
when you start the game. We have also done that many times. Like, it's caught on the first playthrough. It's like, oh yeah, right, make it do the music.
Yeah. No,
restart
I
everything.
realized it like right as we were starting stream, and I was like,
Yeah. No. I
Okay.
figured you already knew about it, but I just want to say we've also done the exact same thing. It's very easy to do and forget.
what's funny is it's also not picking up. So for some reason, when I hit play and I go over to the actual gameplay, it because I'm in the actual Unity right now
Yeah.
in the game itself.
Yeah.
Pardon me. I'm dying here, guys.
You're gonna die quietly.
Yeah.
Be
I
considerate.
refuse. You can't make me. So
Wow, that's so rude.
So on. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Okay.
What's the .exe file called in Task Manager? Because everything's lagging, and I think it's because I opened like 5 instances and kept resetting.
My Pancake City.
It is called My
Not
Pancake
EXE.
City, yeah.
Yeah.
But everything in my computer's lagging now, but it's not sure. It's not in Task Manager. What's it doing?
You gotta search.
Fine,
You gotta
but it's
search it.
kind of
It's not.
trying to
It's not
actually,
in the. It's not gonna be up at the top. It's gonna be down.
No, I mean I was searching it. That's why I'm confused why it's not there.
Oh. Then I don't
Yeah.
know.
Weird.
No, it's in mine, so maybe something else weird is happening.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's just because it was lagging, and then other things. Oh, let's see. I put limiters on my Opera again. That might fix it. Maybe I had too many tabs open. Find it funny how I immediately broke it, found the houses clipping, and then lagged it out, pretty much.
Right.
Within I want to say, how long was that? Like 10 minutes?
Like.
That's
10 seconds.
interesting.
10 seconds. Yeah.
You can place waffle buildings on top of them own selves, but you can't place them on on the houses or the statues. That's just really interesting there.
Well, part of it
When
has to do
I'm,
with the fact that there was no actual physical colliders on those, just the trigger colliders. So I did go back and fix
I would.
that.
Oh,
That
so
is-
trigger
I would
collider means where you
recommend-
can place, but the actual... I see. So it would
I
have
would-
this
one
behavior where
thing-
it can't place it on a statue, but you can
Yeah.
place it on itself. I see.
Right.
One thing I would recommend, purely because I've done some Unity and some like collision stuff, is just create another object like a cube around the whole space that it occupies, and then just make it invisible and make that the collider, and then just attach it, rather
That's
than trying to
essentially
rely on the
essentially
geometry.
what I did
I wonder why I broke
um,
then. Because
with the collider itself.
okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
Because then, if you did that, then I don't know why it's messy, like breaking with the pancake house. Maybe the colliders are too close to each other.
Maybe.
So they're not. That's probably it. Where they're too close, they're not actually registering. Because once I figured out like how to replicate it by putting the two houses next to each other, that would make sense. Because they're already so close. Because then it worked on the first house. Because initially it doesn't work on the first house, but once you place the second
Okay,
house,
well,
it
I
works on
have-
the first house.
I have the music now. But I've
Yay.
broken something else in the process.
Yay!
Oh, the other thing is, this one's fine because we're obviously just doing it for us. Again, this is just how game jams are. If your game is not in a browser, most people won't play it. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
That is fair.
I don't know if you know that, but that is like a thing.
Well, that's why I was asking you how I export it as a browser game.
Yeah,
because-
and it is super simple. The thing is though, is sometimes there's going to have to be issues that you have to resolve for the web build that are specific. That sometimes it's like it's working on the thing and on the download or on the local version, but when I go to export it, it does this weird thing. I have heard those complaints before. I don't know how you fix them, but like just know that that is a thing.
Okay.
I can
watch
definitely,
out
if we
for.
make a web version, I can go and stress test it. Because yeah, again, I don't know why I find stuff like that so quickly and so consistently. It just calls for me. Maybe it's because my brain thought process is how can I break it? That might be it.
I think that's what it boils down to. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Saria looks at the building skyline, it's like I don't want to do that, and my first thought is, ooh, how far can I take it?
Well, yeah, but like I'm more like what I do is like what like the way I look at the testing side of things is like what does my brain want to immediately do? And if it does a thing that I'm not supposed to do, I'm like, am I wrong or is the game wrong? And it's not necessarily that anyone's wrong or right. It's that if the user went to do it, or if a lot of people went to do the same thing, I like to pull apart. If my instinct is to do this, why is that? Does the visual need to be changed, or does the interaction need to be changed? So I focus on more on like,
Right.
Yeah.
how did I arrive here? What did I instinctively want to do? And is that wrong or right? And how do you guide the user to a better decision or change how you interact with it to make it more intuitive? That's more what
Yeah,
I look for.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I actually my degree was in fact interactive and visual design, believe it or not.
So yeah, that
I
would make
actually
sense
did
then.
That makes
study
perfect
for that.
sense now.
Some of it's still rolling around in there somewhere, I think. I didn't think it was, but apparently it is. So that's like the things I kind of sort of focus on is like, it really should do this, and the menu should be over here, and this button should actually behave like this. And it sounds like so nitpicky. It has so much to do with the user experience that it like small changes like
yeah,
that make a huge difference.
Right.
Regardless of
very
whether or
important.
not the buildings can be placed on top of one another. Like, does it still work? Yes. Then it's fine.
Yeah, it depends. Like how the businesses not having collision, or the offices, that is a problem. The houses being stacked on top of each other is so oddly specific that I feel like it should be fine to keep in.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
I mean,
Like-
probably remove it because of how much it can be abused, but it's not too bad of a bug that needs to be fixed immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, are you watching my stream now? What's going on here? That's my build. Is that
Oh.
my build?
That is yes. My game was lagging hard because I was breaking it too
No.
much.
Okay,
So
well,
I
I
had to
guess
close it.
that makes sense. So you can still show off the game. So yeah. Well, I built one of everything, except for all of the roads. I should probably build one of each road piece, just for funsies.
I
Yeah,
unlocked everything.
The roads are
I
super
unlocked
finicky.
everything.
I don't know what's up with those, but
I unlocked everything and just kept building businesses because I didn't need anything else for most optimal placement, even though everything was
Right.
in one spot in the corner of the map. But regardless, it wasn't optimal, so my brain didn't think it was worthwhile. I mean, that's probably benefited me testing as well because I treat it all differently to how Saria plays it.
Exactly. We
Right,
play
yeah.
it for different ways and like we are looking at it for different things, and that's why you have multiple playtesters. Really. Oh, I
Right,
really
yeah.
can't get this one to place.
And there's definitely a lot of people that treat games like I do, especially indie games, are like, how can I break it? How can I min max it as much as possible? But as much as a lot of me there are, it's still hard to find someone to do that at the same time. And like, we could ask Saria to try do that, but it doesn't have the same effect because it doesn't come naturally.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, I mean, if you're like, hey, try and break this, I might not find everything, but I mean, I might find a few things.
Yeah.
And it's just, and everybody's like individual and different, and so having as many people as possible, the most broadest denominators, however you want to say that, like the broadest spectrum. That's the one. The broadest spectrum possible is the best way to have playtesting done. But like sometimes you just got to take what you got. But
Yeah.
having at least like 2 or 3, but like basic playtesting, like the quick small iterations of like, hey, can you just check this menu works for you, and that's like immediate, like, hey, I went to do this thing and it did a weird thing and I was not expecting it to do that thing, even if it technically worked.
Yeah.
You can catch that
And
early
I
and
guess
tweak
that
it
helps as
early.
well.
Mm.
Whenever we do that, if we could upload them to the source tree as well, that'd be helpful. Because it's
Yeah.
something where, like, if I'm just talking with friends in Discord and not doing much, I can just open up the build and just start messing around with it
Yeah, so,
because I'm just sitting there
well,
doing nothing anyway.
yeah, so we can sync the
And then,
builds and stuff, like,
Yeah.
yeah, because
yeah, that's
there
probably
might not
fine. Yeah.
be, I might find something that's completely not what the initial test was for, but is game breaking, needs to be fixed like immediately,
Mm-hmm.
but is just so kind of out there that wasn't really important at all.
Yep. The other way that we can do it is upload, like in the game jam, have a thread for latest exported build. So
Yeah.
if let's say Pancake, for example, we wanted him to do the playtesting. So Bitsy, you're probably fine because you can do Unity and navigate it and that sort of thing. For other people who want to playtest, what we
Yeah.
might do, have a thread, have the latest exported build. Test it for this, please. In a feedback thread. So make a thread, put the latest the number of what the build is, and say anyone who would like to um, playtest this build for these things. Here's the thing, and you can write the little thing with it, upload the file, and away you go. I assume most of the builds
Yeah.
will be the size that we can upload to a Discord thread. If not, we can figure that out later, but given that
Yeah.
we're trying to keep it down to a size that can be uploaded to a we can figure that out later, but like for
So
being
like
able to share with
the
people.
builds,
Yeah.
when I exported these builds, 80 megabyte is
Yeah, so what's
was the
the
last.
I keep forgetting what actually the Discord limit is.
To be honest, I've had like Nitro, like it used to be
Hold
called.
on.
I call it Nitro Plus because that's what it used to be called. But
Hold on.
I've had
I
Nitro
can
Plus
tell
for
you right
so
now.
long. Oh, that
Give me
works, yeah.
give me 2 seconds.
But in my experience, I've had Nitro Plus for so long. I just remember 500 megabytes, and it's someone tells me, so what's it without it?
10
No
megabytes
idea.
unless you have Nitro, and then it's 500 megabytes.
Gotcha. Okay,
Well, I
well,
think no, it's 500 for Nitro, and then Nitro Basic is I want to say 50, 25,
mm,
40.
so we might have to
There's
think
like a
about how we share
small limit,
the
but
game versions then. Um,
I mean, the way that I could just do a Google Drive and just constantly upload a zip file to that, and anybody with the link would be able to just
oh
download
yeah,
it from there.
that works too. Yeah,
yeah, that works.
yeah,
Because you
because
can,
And if we
it's as long
separate,
as you upload the file with the same exact name, it'll it'll
the
keep
yeah the other thing that
yeah,
can be done is honestly we probably will be, if we're aiming for a web build, probably should be only testing the web builds, I would say. So we could probably just keep
yeah,
updating the itch. Now that I'm just thinking with my whole brain here for a second, we probably just upload it to the itch page and say, go to the itch page and test it. Like that's the easiest way. Like
yeah,
you got
yeah,
all the storage there
yeah.
that you need for the game. So I would probably
but
say, yeah, have specifically just like to get people to do those tests is on itch, probably, yeah.
and worst
Um,
case, if we do
Actually,
need it on
I'm gonna
Discord,
try this now. I'm gonna try
um,
to actually upload to
Oh
the
yeah.
itch now
okay.
for the
And
web build.
worst case if we absolutely need it on Discord, me and Saria can just upload it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true as well.
Wait, if I have Nitro, I can upload a 500 meg file to anywhere I like?
Don't you
Yeah.
have Nitro Plus? Normal
I
Nitro now?
I don't know,
thought you
with the
did.
different levels?
I mean, Nitro is. Let me check your profile. Yeah, you have normal Nitro.
What do you
because
mean
you have
normal
customized
Nitro?
profile and gift.
Yeah, I've got 2 boosts, but
Well,
I put
it's
both
now.
those boosts
It
on my own
used to be
server.
called Yeah, it used to be called Nitro and Nitro Plus. Now it's just called Nitro Basic and Nitro. But you have
Ah.
Nitro Plus, the best one, because you can have gift profile pictures, customized colors.
Yeah. I wanted all
I
the
mean,
cool,
there is
pretty
just
things.
a badge here.
So I've got.
There is
so
just
I've
a
got.
badge there. Nothing about it. But oh well.
So I've got the good one, and I can upload 500 megs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, okay. I see how it is.
You have the good one, yes. The quote unquote good one. This one just gives you more customized stuff and soundboards.
Well, I definitely wanted to be able to use the things. What do you call it? The emojis from all the servers and all the servers, and I wanted my server to have all
You
of the
can
cool
do that.
uploads and things. So yeah.
I mean, that's fair, yeah. If you just wanted to know, if you just want the if you just wanted it for the emotes though, basic is I think $5 a month.
I wanted that, but I wanted the other things that the other one had. I think as well.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
I wanted the 2 boosts
I
for the
only-
server. Yeah.
Yeah, I only have Nitro Plus because I use Discord so frequently, and then there'll be so many times like I'll just quickly send a meme to a friend, and oh god damn it, it's too big.
Right.
A meme.
Or either that, or I'm just mass sending memes or images, and I need to send them separately, and it's a pain in the ass. But because I
Yeah.
use it, so it's very like more like quality of life. But because I use it so much and I run into that so often,
Mhm.
it's like more reasonable for me to buy it.
Uh,
For most people, it is a waste of money. I will 100% agree.
Yeah, but
mean,
It's not
I
worth it. How much
I
it costs.
specifically I was like, for what it was per month or whatever, I was like,
It's Miffle.
this needs to be
going,
part of my
man.
life. So I just
Yeah,
wanted
that's
it.
fair.
And I definitely, I mean, I have my Discord like customized, like have all the pretty, I have all of the and mostly boosting the server was what I wanted to do as well. So like I did it for
Right.
all of those.
Yeah. And for that case, it's cheaper to do that. And if you wanted to boost your server further, you get it's either 10 or 20% off further boosts. I don't
Oh
remember.
yeah. I was happy with the initial. Like I knew there was a line. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna boost it to level 1, and then I'm good. Like use my free boost to
Yeah.
level 1, and that was it.
I usually have
still
like
can't
2
place
servers. I'll
it.
throw 1 boost on each, and then like other friends with the boost will be like, I have a free boost, and just throw it on,
Ah yeah.
and it just works. It just works out. Either that, or just
As
create
you
new
get
servers
you
for
get almost
the
a
extra
full
8
screen
soundboard
of a
slots.
kitty cam.
Well, it's that, and also for me, I ran out of servers that I could join because I hit the limit of 100,
Oh my gosh.
and I kept wanting to join servers.
Honestly, I don't think I could handle even thinking about being in 100 servers, let alone being in 100 servers. I like prune the list. It was like, who's this? I haven't been in that for a while. I'll delete. Like I have to prune my servers.
No,
pretty
I do
frequently.
the same exact thing. Like a majority of the ones that I'm in right now are ones that I'm semi-active in, or you know.
Most of the ones I keep around are either specifically for emotes slash sound and slash or soundboards, or like they're for like game devs or big streamers. So I just pay attention to like, oh, this person's live now
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have a couple that I'm a part of because I also have like bonuses for the Patreon for them as well, like Ahoy and other places. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like for the normal person, for the normal sane person, 100 is more than enough.
It really is. I think.
With 28 servers, I'm active in 8 of them. That is fair. I
Yeah,
mean,
that-
over
That's pretty
100.
impressive.
I want to say I'm in 120 plus, and I'm active in 3 of them.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm in like 10 of them, and I'm only active in like 1.5 of them.
1.5.
I try to be active.
I'm
in more
only
of them, but-
semi-active in Idiot Sandwich Discord.
Mhm.
I'm mainly I'm active in our Discord, but that's because that's our Discord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say I'm mostly.
I'm active in.
Yeah, Sorry.
I was just saying, I'm active in Madhouse Discord, in like personal Discord server with friends. That's where we hang out and share memes and stuff. And like when Wubby's live, that's where me and my other friend will meet up, because then everyone else goes and joins. That's pretty much it.
Right.
I have other friend servers that I try to be active in, but I too many servers.
There's
Can't keep up with more than 2.
That's exactly right. Like I'm basically the same way. I've got like personal server for friends and family, and then Madhouse, which we're very active in,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
like just
Well, I'm glad that we're active in our own server.
well,
you
yeah,
know.
that's
mean,
good.
yeah, that's
That's
important.
good. Honestly, I'm more active in
That
the
was
Madhouse
something-
server than I am in mine.
I had to being active in the Madhouse server was, I don't know if you noticed at the very start, but it wasn't something I was doing often, and then I just had to like kind of force myself, like, okay, show up here more, talk to people more, and then
Honestly,
become a routine.
when it comes to like the general channel, I tend to just not even pay attention to it most of the time unless something funny's going on. I'm just like,
Which it often is.
yeah.
100
Like I hang out
Daddington!
mainly in the.
Oh no! You need to clean out your
About
servers!
150 active in
Uh,
understandable.
Wait,
Teddy, have a
Discord
nice
servers
day.
or other kinds of servers? Tennington. Mm?
how many of
Would
those
him
are adult
hacking
servers?
throughout?
Like,
I think I'm in like 2 adult servers just because it was funny, and I just shitposting it. And then I'm in
Even
them
though you
in like
can
the e-dating
be in
servers
those
because
sorts
I'm
of
messing
servers.
around with my friends. I know it's fun to go and mess around and just look and see what with lack of a better word, the crackheads are doing.
I'm mostly
that's
in
fair.
YouTuber servers, a lot of game dev servers, like either streamers that are devs or like I mean like there's various jam servers like Kenny, like the Kenny GMTK, that other one Betsy sent me the other day, Bags,
Yeah.
Yeah. I
there's like
actually
a bunch
just
of
joined
those.
Bags.
Pirate Software, a lot of those
I
ones.
feel like those would be good servers to join since I'm doing more game deving, but I just
Yeah,
haven't
well,
yet.
what I'd recommend is I haven't done a Brackies before, so I would recommend that we join. I assume that there is a Brackies Discord, and especially a
I
channel
would
for the
hope
Game Jam.
so.
So I would probably say we should join that Discord, even if it's just temporarily for the duration of the jam and jam time.
Yeah.
I'm already in Bags, so we should join Bags server. If we do Bags
If
afterwards
you
as well.
if you send me
Well,
invites for like
unfortunately, I
different
don't
game
think we
dev
could do
ones, I can just
Bags
add into a folder.
and Brackies at the same time.
Sorry, I missed the first half. It all sort of cut out.
I said I don't think we could do Brackies and Bags at the same time. I
Other
think they're
servers
both
I can't
running at the
confirm
same
numbers.
time.
No, they're not running at the same time. There's about I think we looked at this before, but there's about a 5-day gap between the two. So we could do one and then the. I mean, it is a bit of a one then the other, but they're not running at the same time.
Yeah.
I did check it.
So
Yeah.
it ends on the 23rd, and then Bags starts up on the 27th. So that would give us a 3-day rest.
To be honest, depending on how tired I am after Brackies, I'm down. It just depends. It's like
Yeah.
how
So what
exhausting it
I
was.
guess what I said before was see how we feel after the Brackies if we want to do another one, because that is
Right.
like that's exactly what I mean. Like just see how we feel. Because where's the
Yeah, I'm down for that.
where's the what am I?
Because if all, well, me as well, but if all of us have the energy to do another one, then I don't see why not.
It's also like it's meant to not be as much of a sprint for a week-long one as we made it out to be this time around, but like a week-long should be a little bit more methodical, and we should scope it out to the same size as what a 3-day jam would be, and then split it over the 7 days, if that makes sense, so that we're not like flat out the whole time. We probably, not that I thought we overscoped, but we definitely were pretty ambitious for our first test one together. But because Scarecrow had the idea, and it sounded like a great idea, and we were all on board, and we had the theme, and we were all excited by it. I was like, it sounds good.
If I'm
but
being honest,
we
I
can scope
definitely
down a
thought
bit
I'd get
next
more
time,
done
yeah.
than I did.
Yeah.
I thought
Technically,
I'd
chat
get
came
in
up
the
with the
groove
theme,
a lot
but-
quicker.
Well, specifically,
oh yeah,
Smipple came
chat.
up with the theme.
Yeah, but we had already decided on a idle city
Yeah,
sim for the
City-
thing,
City
which is
Builder.
the bit. So yeah.
Yeah.
Smipple, if you, I don't know which thing you mean in Sari's library on Steam, but it very well could be the exact same other thing I noticed, but
What?
my reaction was nice.
Wait.
I don't
what,
know. You just,
What are we looking at in my
I
Steam
saw- I
library? What's
noticed
going
that
on?
Does Saria have an inappropriate game in her Steam library?
I don't think I do. Not in this
I do.
one.
raise his hand. Raise his hand.
Oh yeah, well, Bitsy, we know you do.
Yeah,
What are we looking at?
she has a few.
A few? What are we talking about? What are you talking about? Whisper it. What are you talking about?
I'm waiting till it shows up to name it because I don't want to name it before it shows up.
Is it okay? Hang on. Maybe it's not downloaded. So these are my games that I've played recently. I don't see anything untoward in here. Nothing at all.
I was gonna say Leisure Suit Larry, but those
No.
are like cult classics.
That's a classic point and click adventure. I have
Yeah.
all I try to collect all the point and click adventure games from that era as much as possible. I don't have all the Sierra ones, but I've got a lot of the like classic ones, you know.
Didn't expect.
What? Okay, what are we
Oh,
looking
yeah,
at
12
here?
minutes.
What are we excluding Leisure Suit Larry, which I haven't actually gone through and played them all, but like that's the same as having Monkey Island for me. That's just an adventure game collection. What are we even looking at? Jackbox?
Oh, you have like a dragon. I didn't know
Danganronpa?
that.
I guess that's a bit I don't know. That's a bit scary.
That's murder mystery. That's
It is a
different.
murder mystery. It's got a lot of like gore in it though. What's that kind of gore?
I
They make
see.
it pink, it's
Yakuza
fine.
like a dragon. Nice. I haven't got up to like a dragon yet, but I'm still on 0.
Apparently, Smipple sent it to you in Discord.
Alright, let me have a look. Let me see.
How long
Are
if I
you
go to my
kidding
Steam
me?
library? How long does it?
Okay, no, I can say this on
What is it?
stream. Of course I have Dream Daddy. Why not?
Who doesn't? It's
Wait,
Dream Daddy.
it's
Hold on,
Dream- it's
that's
got-
not bad.
It's
I don't
flippin'
even know what that game is.
Game Grumps.
It's made by
produced
Game
it.
Grumps.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
like,
dating sim, but it's dad's.
I've also got.
That's all it
Oh.
is.
I've also got.
It's not NSFW or anything.
What's it called? I've also got Soviet Jump Game, which they also produced, and also it's got Danny and Aaron voicing acting in it, which of course I'm going to get it. What's the Dad Rector's cut?
Dad Rector cut.
What?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
I am
Dream
kind of
Daddy.
curious.
It's a wholesome game. It's a wholesome visual novel. It's probably the most wholesome visual novel of visual novels. Bitsy, you can probably attest to worse visual
No, yeah,
novels.
it's that's I was confused when I heard it. I played a lot of the less wholesome ones because you can play just bad games, right? But the bad games
Right.
of that genre are significantly worse, and that makes
Yeah, I
them
have Crush
significantly
Crush.
more funny.
On my
if
phone,
you
I have
don't
Crush
have
Crush.
I have
the-
100
If you don't have the 18 plus, it's just a nice wholesome game. It's a clicker game. You want to see all my other clicker games? I've also 100%
I mean, yeah, as someone who
Adventure
was-
Capitalist. I have all achievements in Adventure
Let's see.
Capitalist.
I'm curious of how long it takes for me to find an NSFW for me.
Adventure Communist was
Probably
a bit
not
confusing
long.
and I didn't really like it, but I have a lot of other clicker games as well. So you're gonna have to do better than that.
Blush Blush
Blush
Blush
and
Blush
Crush
counts.
Crush.
I would just count as a clicker.
Yeah. Yep.
I 100% in Crush Crush. I'm still happy with that.
Oh yeah. You
Mm.
should definitely get into Blush though.
It's gonna take up most of my. Oh, I found
What's
one.
Dream Date?
I did not actually.
What's Dream Date? I don't know
Oh,
that one.
look at my. Oh no, Smipple. Now we're pulling you up. Hold on.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
are we
no,
library shaming? Are we
let's go.
library
Yeah,
shaming
yeah.
right now?
Yeah, we're library shaming now.
Or
Where is
I'm gonna look
mine?
this up, Teddington. What is this?
I'm not gonna click on
Hang
anything.
on, which one is it?
But it didn't take me that far
Is it
to
this
find
one?
one. Unless I found one. I think that's one. I think it was
I've
actually
never
almost at the
seen
top.
that before.
Why do
I know
I
Game of
not-
Life.
I don't know how to look at people's libraries.
You go to their profile. I'm just looking. I just opened mine.
I'm
this
on
chat
I'm on
anyway.
Smipple's profile now. I can't view his library though.
Dream Phone. That was it.
Oh wait, there we go. Nope.
You see, I can
wrong
show.
thing.
I'm not going to click on anything, so it's fine. If I don't click on if I click on something, then it's
If
a
you
problem.
do, hang on.
Hold on. What do you? I took
Oops.
it off stream, so nobody can see it on stream. What do we
All it is the
have
name,
in
really.
here that could
Let's make
be?
it public. Let me make it public real quick. Okay. I mean, when I look at my news, the fourth news is.
I mean,
Crush
you have
Crush.
Crush on here. That's not that bad,
Nah.
honestly.
It's
I
just a
can
cute-
say I
cute
do
clicker
have the
game.
NSFW DLC for Crush Crush,
Yeah.
but I don't use it.
Oh,
I
and he
mean-
is Blush. All right. All right.
Good, good.
Can't have one without having the other, that's for sure.
They're a package deal.
Oh. What is this one?
Let's go
Hold
jump
on.
back to the Unity.
What did you
What
find?
is this one? What is this one?
Exactly. Why would you? You own up to it. I'm also not opening Crush Crush to see if there's new event. Definitely not.
Oh. Oh, Smipple, you naughty boy.
What? Wait, what is that?
You are a naughty boy. I'm not saying the name of that one.
Is it?
Let me see.
Because I'm
It's
scrolling
very
this
light.
off screen as well.
It's fairly down the list. He's only got 5 hours in the game. So it's fairly, if you're looking at him through
Young man, give
playtime,
me a
it's
break.
fairly down.
Look, there's no judging here.
No
You were just
judging,
trying to
no.
expose. So
Yeah. Are we allowed to show your
Only
library
20
on stream?
in silence.
So far, just the one is the only thing that I found that's actually
Oh,
that one.
questionable.
Oh my gosh!
Wait, you have the complete season?
The
I wanna
ones
get
with
that one.
blurred out pictures must be a something, and also I know
The one
those-
with the one with 5.1 hours, the complete collection one. I want to get that one.
Yes.
That one looks.
Yeah. That's the one I
That
was
one
talking
looks
about.
like. I can't tell if that one's gonna be absolutely horrible or decent. So that's why I want to get it.
I mean,
Then
Smipple has 5
Mission
hours in it. He
to
could
help
tell you.
front rack. Smipple, is that one good? This is a legitimate question. If it's decent, I don't care about it. If it's just horrible and funny, I want it.
Wait, are we talking about the one with 4.6 hours? Oh, the one with
5.1
hours. Sorry, they both have
Wait,
blurred
there's one
images.
with 4.6 hours? Hold
5.1
on,
for
hold on.
achievements.
Have a look at the
I
one with
missed-
4.6 hours. It's also got a blurred image, but the name doesn't give it away.
That's probably why I scrolled past it.
Yeah.
Is it above the 5.1 hours? Give me a moment.
No,
Okay.
it's
4.6
low.
hours.
Wait, is it Meadow?
It's between Dota
Yeah.
2 and Grounded.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't say the name out loud because
No.
that one is also pretty
Oh,
good.
cool.
From what I hear.
Blurred out for me, and I am so glad that I didn't click on that on stream because they
I'm
are
not
not
sharing the
blurred out
screen.
for me.
Give
Just
me a
saying.
break.
No, they're
Sorry,
not
I'm just
blurred out
looking
for
at
me.
the
That
quotes
one,
now.
Smith.
Socially not allowed to play.
Is it
That
free?
Will be arrested.
God damn it, it's not free. I'm just gonna add it to my wish list and call it a day then. Wait for a sale.
Which one?
Yeah.
The 5 or the 4?
The 4.
Yeah.
The 4.
The 5 is already
Yeah.
on my wish list. That's the one I was asking about.
Which one is the 5? You
Which
have
one's
to
the
go
5
have a
hour one?
look. We can't say. It's secrets.
I'll just message you the name. Wait, is it
Yeah,
sharing
we're
Discord
not
at the
allowed to
moment?
say.
Better check.
Yeah, let's go to just chatting so we hide the screen. Now is Smipple.
I was looking. I was
The
looking at the game
Smipple's a
jam.
naughty boy.
Um,
You know what? That game tells me a lot about Smipple.
I see you are also a man of culture.
Yes.
Is that kind of?
That kind, yeah, yeah.
That kind.
Oh,
All right.
28th.
okay. What is this one now? This one's only got 4 minutes of gameplay, so it couldn't have been that good.
Sometimes it's good, but you're just leaving it for later. So
Oh,
There's
you
a
never
set
know.
of there's a set of them
oh.
that have no playtime registered, but they have some very obvious titles, and they're all together, like for
Oh.
way down the bottom.
Oh.
That one is a
Very
weird one.
obvious.
Is it
I mean,
weird
so
in
this
a
one is an
interesting
idle.
way or weird
This
in a
one's a clicker
generic way?
game.
Which one?
This one with 4 minutes. It's a clicker game,
Hmm.
but
I see it.
yeah,
Hang on.
very naughty
Isn't that a-
boy. He's
Let
a
me
very
scroll
very
up.
naughty boy.
4 minutes. Where's the 4
I
minute one?
played that on the. So if not saying to click on
Oh,
it,
you-
but if you do click on it, there is a logo. I played it on that launcher. That's why I recognized it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's in my library now. I'll check it out later. I've been given a
I've
top
seen
shot
this
last
one
time.
before.
What's the name of the other jam you're doing? Bracky. Chess Simulator for 3 minutes. Hell yeah, I love Chess Simulator.
Oh yeah, so Brackies is the one we're definitely doing. It starts
Yeah.
on the 16th. And yeah, goes for 1 week till the 23rd, and then the Bags Jam starts on the 28th. So we got about a 5-day. I know I say it's only 5-day break in between, which is why I say like we definitely want
Sorry,
to do
I found with
Brackies,
no
but
hours
like
and
Bags
tutorial
is
and
like
goes back. You know what?
a
That's fair.
streamer I really love to support and like watch all the time and pop in and say hello and hang out in. Like it's a really nice community over
Right.
at Bags' community, so I like I
Smithville?
if we don't want to do it, that is fine. But if we feel like we can do another one just 5 days after the one we just finished, I really would like to if we can. But I understand if everybody's all, if we end up having to sprint the last little bit of the Brackies Jam, I would understand that. But I would like to do it if we can, is all. Because it's only like a tiny
Yeah,
little jam.
I
There's
agree.
only like 29 people join. Oh, I better join. I'll be the
Yeah.
30th person. Oh, there's 31 people join
Um,
now. Look at it going
What, for
up.
bags?
For Bags' Jam, yeah.
If you send me the link so I don't forget, I'll join it later.
Yep,
Also,
yep,
Smithville, I see Overwatch 2 here with 0 playtime, 0 out, 0 minutes. Keep it that way.
yep. Oh,
Alright.
and
Sorry,
uh,
how do I upload this as a web play? Just upload the zip file?
yep,
first?
so if you exported the WebGL as a zip file, upload the zip file,
Yeah.
I
tell
will
the
send
game
you.
page
Good,
that
good.
you are doing a
I just
HTML
said I
version
did
and
over
it'll figure
100
out the
hours
rest. It's
myself.
really clever.
Mistakes were made. I only play it with friends, but still, mistakes were made.
But see, I'm just gonna
What happens if you go to
DM
my?
it to you because I don't know where to put it.
That's fair.
Anyways,
Mine doesn't give a good. Mine doesn't give a good thing. It starts with
okay.
Twitch
Now I've
link.
gotten down to the bottom of the list. Smipple is a very
Yeah.
naughty boy.
Oh, you got
Smipple
down
is
to
a
the.
very,
I know,
I
those
did a
ones
big
boy.
scroll
Those
right
ones
down
he
to the
said he
bottom.
got 10 keys. For those ones he said he got like 10 keys of G2A, and then he got those with him. So he didn't buy him specifically, which oddly makes me kind of
we came
disappointed.
with it. Oh, you couldn't. I didn't have a
Also,
choice.
if you click on mine, right, on my profile, it's like I wonder what shows up on my profile. Twitch link, gay, random wubby meme, weeb,
So,
battle
I'll
block,
share my
battle block
screen.
reference, and then Neko Para.
Sorry, I need help. I need help.
What's happening? What's going on?
Hold on. I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay,
in
hold on. Wait.
Discord.
Let me find Discord
Mine doesn't.
underneath everything. Ugh.
Mine doesn't give off the best impression, but that was kind of my goal. Anyway, let's go to my games. How does my games
Okay.
display? 11 perfect games.
Alright.
Only 11.
You
Okay,
used
hold
to-
on. I need to a thing.
Okay,
Huh?
I have 11 perfect games, but only for ones that were actual games I played. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. The rest is Krunker, and then meme game that just had throwaway achievements. Not stream safe game, not stream safe game, not stream safe game, and Counter Strike 2 only has 1 achievement.
You've got executable.
So-
It says executable.
Okay.
So only 4 of
Wait,
them
wait.
count,
Hang on.
really.
Whoa. Hold on. Back up a bit. Scroll. Where's?
No! How
Downloadable.
close is up the
You
list?
mean kind
1,
of
2,
project?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Wait.
Kind
10.
of project.
Where's
My
that at?
playtime
Right
Overwatch
in
is
the
my
middle of where
13th
your
most
screen
played
is.
game on
Down a little.
Steam.
Yep.
Okay.
No.
HTML.
Why did I have to be
There you
like
go.
this?
Now it'll work. Well,
Why did it? Why? That upsets me deeply.
what happened?
I was looking through and it's like, oh, let's go to my profile. Other people view my Steam library, and Overwatch is my 13th most played game, and that upsets me deeply. I don't like seeing 105.4 hours.
You've got your most played games as one of your things though. I don't have that on purpose. So my profile is games collector, rare showcase achievements, completionist showcase, and recent activity, and nothing else. Because if you looked at it, my top played games, it tells a completely different story. And Destiny 2 is 860 hours, followed by Dota 2, and I don't want to be showing that off on my profile at all. I want to show
fair, my
people all the
profile
cool
background
achievements that I
is-
got, all 3,167 of them.
To be fair, my profile background is Neko Power, so it's not like I'm hiding anything really. In my case,
I think
I just up. God damn it! Wait, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th is Fatal Bullet. That upsets me even more. I hate
think-
Fatal Bullet with a passion.
Let's have a look. Hang on, let me open.
And Call of Duty is 52.1. I regret playing Modern Warfare 2. I got to Prestige once, like, alright, cool, first COD game I've ever hit Prestige in. I can go and redo everything, and then that was like, no. You just have everything unlocked, and then I lost all motivation.
That's the worst.
Yeah. There's a reason in Black Ops 6 I want to say Prestige 2 or 3. I think Prestige 3, level 30 something. So, like, doing mostly everything again has been fun. Armor only has 18.9. I guess I only played that for like a couple of weeks. Code Vein should be higher than 22 hours, but a lot of that time was when the internet cut out randomly. Okay, so the Yandere dev is an asshole, is not a good person, pirate it. I'm not an advocate for pirating games, but pirate Yandere Sims specifically.
Why is that?
I'll send you a video on it. There's just
Okay.
or just search up Yandere dev. He is just a bad person. He's just getting people's money to the point where
Alright, it won't let me upload it
Everyone-
as a as an HTML.
What's the problem? What's it doing?
It's telling me that failed to find index.html. Please try deleting the zip file and uploading another one. But I exported it, and that file is in there. So I don't know why it's not showing up as...
Look, there's probably some specific settings you need for the Unity export. That might be a Shane question, because I haven't done where
Okay.
I send a friend request, Teddy.
I'll
wanna have a
DM
peek.
Shane later and see.
Yeah, just say is like or
Unless
look up
everything's
a
private,
thing or
but-
like I don't know if it's just defaults or if there's particular settings.
I said
Maybe
it's
even
my
look up
request
a quick
anyway, yeah,
video or something
is
first
private.
just to check.
Right.
Yeah, as I was saying, Yandere dev, we waited for I think 3 or 4 years with basically no progress on the game.
Yeah.
The MF, I forgot the military thing. The MFer, finished the game in a week and was like, "Oh, actually, I didn't like how it turned out. I'm gonna remake it from scratch." All with this like 3-4 years getting shit ton of Patreon money.
Oh, so he's
Wow.
getting paid.
He's just
like,
not a good person
releasing
and everything.
things. Like I understand it's like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
just taking some time to make the game, but if he's taken money and not
No.
released anything, that's not cool, actually.
And then we got a whole event mode, which is just the same game with a recolor on it. At the start, we were promised like several new rivals, and we only ever got one after a year when that was promised within like a month or two. And like, it's just the dev is bad. People have remade the fan games, like made fan games, made significantly more progress than him, and he has said he's going to do things to himself that are not stream safe that I cannot say right now,
Oh,
unless the
wow.
game is taken down. Very manipulative. That's why it's like specifically Yandere dev. I'm not for pirating at all, but pirate that,
Right,
please.
right.
Okay.
I'm gonna pirate it because I want to see how bad it turns out.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm not supporting him at all. I'm not giving
Well,
him time of day.
don't have to support the devs that are not doing right by their community. That's
No.
for sure.
I mean, I only scratched the surface. It gets so much worse.
All right, we probably don't need to talk
I
about
would
it on
recommend
stream
looking
then.
it up.
Yeah, all
No,
right.
not on stream. I don't. That's all I know even then. But like, I'd recommend looking it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Okay. So I have 26
I'm very
perfect
passionate
games.
about it. If you couldn't tell,
Yeah. That's all good.
I'm also passionate because I was waiting for like a year. I had hope,
I mean, I
and
get
I was
like
kind of hoping.
I can understand
Yeah.
that though. Yeah.
It's always been free. Oh, yeah, but no, it's always been free. When the game is fully released, it's going to be paid, according to him. Unless that's got changed in the year he said it, but I doubt it. He wants money.
Mhm.
If he ever releases it.
But like, it doesn't work
they don't.
unless you have all of these API accounts, which are paid, by the way, set up as well. Or
Right.
like, there's only a certain amount of. If you've done one free account already for a certain amount of time, then you can't do it again. Blah blah blah. So there's not any actual way to play the game without having paid for those accounts. Like, which is what. Like, that's what the licensing for the game and stuff should be. Like, that should sort all of that out. You shouldn't
Yeah.
need to sign up for all of these extra individual accounts to make the game go. Like, that was really
Right,
annoying
right.
when I tried to play it. Sims is
Sims is
25? No. No, it's not allowed to be Teddington. No. No, stop that.
Are you talking about the original Sims?
Yeah, like, The Sims release date. Wasn't it older than that?
That
No,
is-
it was the 4th. Literally a couple of days ago, the 4th of February 2000, The Sims 1. I remember playing that for the first time. Wow. Does anyone remember, like, all the random, like, I used to love Simcopter, was one of my favorite ones. That was really fun to play. You flew around in a helicopter and, like, rescued people and put out fires, mostly. But also you could just run amok and run into buildings, too. Streets of SimCity was really good.
Yes. I remember that.
That one you could
I
run
was never
around
a
with
Sims
rocket
kid.
launchers on your car. It was like the better GTA, I think, in my opinion. I
let's
wasn't
see
allowed
I
to
would
do
What do
argue
we
the
have
better
in-
GTA was. Well, I love GTA. Don't get me wrong, but I would argue that the GTA was Saints Row, which I only ever played like later in life.
SimTown.
Because Saints Row was goofy. I love Saints Row.
Sim Tower was really fun. Also, it doesn't look super fun, but it was super fun. We had you had to figure out the elevators, or a lot of Sim Tower was
Yeah.
like elevator management.
I should
sim.
install it myself and see if it's gotten any better. I doubt it.
What other sim? Oops.
Also, one thing that I
Something happened.
forgot to mention about Yandere Sim that I can say, it's all stolen assets from
What the-
the Unity store.
Everything did a weird thing. I don't know what happened there.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get ready to end.
Oh yeah, it's about end of stream time.
It's
I
about
have-
that time, yeah.
$500,000 in
Oh.
Pancake City,
Nice.
just to bring it all back.
You can tell I might have look. I'll spend hours. But yeah, coming.
It's so fun. Sim Tower was so fun. All the sim games were so much fun. Who we raiding today?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who
Let
do
me
we have
check on
this live
mine.
right now? We have
Yeah,
Nova.
Teddy, I sent a friend request on Steam, so
Don't
I
Poke
didn't
the
refresh.
Bear.
Yeah, I didn't refresh.
Necrovario. Stealthy. And that's about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll pick somebody and raid. We can do bear or
Nova's
necro.
playing Minecraft. Don't Poke the Bear is playing. Oh, it's his 5-year anniversary actually.
Oh, sweet.
I can't see what the game
Yeah,
is
man.
that he's playing though.
What is that?
Necrovarius is playing Alan Wake.
Somethings. I can't read that.
And Stealthy's playing
Critique the Chrome.
Battlefield.
I really can't read.
Did
Oh, the quarry.
So
I
we
think
want to
it-
raid
or-
Don't Poke the Bear for since it's
Yeah.
his anniversary?
Yeah, that sounds nice. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah.
anniversary gift
That's
for
a
him.
good anniversary thing to do. Following. Bitsy, do you?
let me make sure. I don't think I have it.
Wait, copy. Adapting.
The quarry. My only, yeah, we can do.
What
The
is
quarry.
that?
The only concern I have is quarry is R-rated.
Eh.
If that's fine though. All right, just making sure. I wasn't
Okay,
sure if everyone knew that.
announcement to stream. That's where you're going. I'll
Yes.
just dump you
Yeah.
in.
So it is a R-rated game. It is a mature stream. So you have been warned.
It is a very good game though.
Yes.
It's fun to watch people play it.
Okay.
So-
I have it ready as well. I found him.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. I've got 9 seconds. I just clicked it because I was copying.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
ready whenever everybody else is.
Yep, ready now.
Give me 5 seconds
Yep.
so I can start it. Thank everyone for coming. We shall do right now.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's
guys.
get-
We'll see you
okay.
later.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice. And then he turns into not so nicey nice monster. I'm gonna fuck you.